and get 30% off duration, woodscapes, and super deck products May 1st through the 11th. Whether you're refreshing your interior or exterior, we've got the colors to bring your vision to life. And with delivery, getting everything to your door is easier than ever. Shop online to have it delivered or visit your neighborhood Sherwin Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
Hi, this is Sean McVay of your LA Rams. The Rams play here. KSPN, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A good karma brands radio station.
Previously on the Sedano and Kap morning show.
It's Friday. You ain't got no job. And you ain't got nothing to do.
It's Friday, gotta get down on Friday.
Yeah, and as somebody who was younger and who was looking out for Big Bro at the time.
But he was young. He wouldn't know not to get married.
Yeah, what the hell would I have known at 21 years old?
He was dropping Miami Heat everywhere.
But that's my point. Don't you see that if he would have said to me, hey, listen, I'm dropping Miami Heat. You should be dropping Miami Heat. Let's go drop Miami Heat together. You know, let's go beat Crockett and Tubbs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Turns out there's a Walmart right in my own neighborhood.
Wow.
They got it all.
Yeah, it's like a grocery store, too.
I was able to buy a sex toy in a Walmart.
The Sedano and Kap morning show is on the air.
The biggest show in ESPN LA history.
A little sabor.
Yeah, I don't think people like being called hack.
You're the güero on the radio.
Giant Mexican, horn section. And
Did you have me on your show to berate me? Is that what you're doing now?
Give me a freaking break.
Do you want to know how many times I've talked to Rich Paul about LeBron ever?
Oh, my God. I don't know.
I don't know if that was planned, but that was incredible.
Way to dial it out.
I was waiting for an entrance,
That was incredible, Lindsay.
I would say once, and it wasn't even, I jumped into a conversation that someone was asking him about LeBron. Like, it wasn't even me.
Boy, this is ponderous, man. Ponderous.
Scott Kaplan, eat a fat one, bro.
The Sedano and Kap morning show on 710 ESPN.
The all-new ESPN LA app. And on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
When I'm on vacation, you can talk all the schwanz you want.
Right.
Midnight in the desert. I'm Art Bell.
We're bigger than U.S. Steel.
Wow, that's crazy.
Bit boy.
Well, you want to woo-woo?
Right now.
Monstrous.
Beto, I don't want to eat that.
We did it, Dad. We did it.
You were riding high on the stinger last time.
Oh, big time.
So,
Right, that's right. Of course we were.
This is Pepe Mantilla, your Spanish voice of the Los Angeles Lakers. This is the Sedano and Kap morning show on ESPN LA. Good morning, Scott.
I am a huge, and I mean huge, yacht rock enthusiast.
he hit that one all the way to Palo Alto.
Yeah, come on, Birdie. Boom, yeah. Yeah.
7:02. Quack, quack, Jorge.
Come on, Lindsay. Yeah.
It's the Sedano and Kap morning show, and it's Epic Friday without Morales, without Sedano. It's just me, Briones, Cappy, and Berg.
Yeah.
And all of you.
Yeah. All right.
When Dad's away, the kids will play.
Oh, yeah, Mom and Dad are away.
We can talk all the schwans we want.
No, we can't. Wait till I'm not here for that.
Sure.
Mom and Dad are both away, man.
Which
All
one's
right.
Mom and which one's Dad?
I'm going to say...
Sedano is Dad, for sure.
Dad, he's Dad for sure. He's the
Yeah.
black hand. He's got to be Dad.
Yeah,
And Chris would be like, "Oh, Mommy." He'd say something weird like that. He would.
Yeah, he would. He does.
He's done it before, and he will say it again.
Absolutely right. All right. Hey, listen, we got a great show coming up today, but I want to ask everybody this question because I'm going to tell you guys right now. I'm sitting on a cup of coffee.
Wait, why are you sitting on coffee?
Must be wet.
Let me rephrase that.
It's too wet.
Maybe I should rephrase that. I'm sitting with a cup of coffee. I've not taken one sip of this cup of coffee yet. Okay.
Oh, that's dangerous, Cap.
Well, but here's why. Because I'm already in that like super nervous mode this morning. Like I'm vibrating. I'm ready to jump out of my skin. This game tonight can't get here fast enough. And I'm in one of those modes where this is such a monster game tonight. And I know that we had this conversation yesterday. Most people think the Lakers will go down to Houston. They'll wind up losing this game. And then you think that you're feeling tension, anxiety. You're freaking out here on a Friday. What might you feel like on a Sunday, a day you'd like to chill, relax? That's why James Taylor's playing at Beach Life on Sunday night, because we all want to kind of chill out going into the new week. So I'm going to ask you guys, am I alone in this? Again, Bergie, I have not touched this coffee. I have not had one sip because I know that the caffeine's going to hit me and I'm going to start going. And I don't know if I need it this morning. How you feeling?
No, I feel good. And so are you nervous? I thought you were going to be nervous because there's no mom and dad. So it's actually about the Lakers that you're nervous about. Okay,
Mom and dad are not here. Listen, we can have a party at the house. You know what I mean?
We got the kegs. Don't worry. It's going to happen.
Yeah, we will clean it all up by the time they get back on Monday.
Did you whip yet? Or is it a non-whip, non-caffeine coffee day?
That's probably worse.
Yeah. No, I won't whip. I won't whip. Whip, and then no, I'm not gonna whip. No, not happening.
So
not right now.
You need to start drinking the coffee because we want you as fired up as possible. Yeah, the nerves are going to be there, but this is going to be a night that you have to be ready for. The conventional wisdom is they're going to lose tonight and come back on Sunday. That's what basically everybody thought. I was one of them, that when they went going to the game on Wednesday, everybody I talked to, if they lose tonight, they're coming back on Sunday. Mm-hmm. But they can win this game, and they actually should win this game. The way that the Rockets played on Wednesday, they played basically a perfect game for their game without Kevin Durant. So can they do that 2 games in a row? And they're also on just 1 day's rest. They have to be great from the three-point line, which they're not typically that type.
I know, but I'm nervous because we've been talking about it all week long. You know, when you go back to Wednesday, before the Lakers lost the game at home, that morning, Brian Windhorst was in for Windy Wednesday. And Windhorst was making the point that, the Lakers won, they legit won games 1 and games 2. However, in game 3, it took a miracle for the Lakers to win. And, we just don't see teams like Houston who had a 97% win rate with 30 seconds to go. That was the number.
Right.
I mean, no different than today. I mean, when you look at the number today, the Rockets' win probability is 61%. Doesn't mean they're going to win. It just means that by all computer simulations and every piece of data that's been compiled, Houston is the favorite to win this game tonight. The Lakers, when they were down by 6 with 30 seconds to go in game 3, at the moment, Houston was going to win that game, at least by computer simulation, by data collection, at 97%. And we all saw that what happened. You give that 3% a chance, somebody might steal a game from you. That's what the Lakers did. They stole game 3. And they had such a commanding lead going into game 4, but they're tired. They pull back on the gas. Houston shows a little bit of pride. And the Lakers played their worst game of the series, and Houston may have played one of their better games of the series. But Wendy's point was, as of today, because of the way they won Game 5, the Rockets could be up 3-2 right now, and probably should be up 3-2.
It should be up 3-2. They possibly even could have been winning this series because, you say that they absolutely won Game 1, or the Lakers won Game 1, but they were outplayed statistically by the Rockets in that Game 1. To me, 4 of the 5 games, excuse me. I tried to turn off the mic. It didn't work.
Oh, no. He was drinking milk again before the show.
Bergie, is that true? Did you have creamer in your coffee?
Cheese last night.
It's crazy because I talk on the Blue Review for 30 minutes straight, and this doesn't happen. And then I get on the radio, and this fully happens. But anyway,
just to answer the question, though, did you have any creamer in the coffee?
No, I only drink black coffee.
Okay,
never anything but black coffee.
And no goat cheese last night?
No goat cheese last night. I was cheese-free last night. But 4 of the 5 games, the Rockets outplayed the Lakers. If you look at the statistical categories that they won in Game 1 that the Lakers still found a way to win, the Rockets had more rebounds, more offensive rebounds. They had less turnovers. They just didn't hit from the 3-point range. And the Lakers were hitting from there. That all switched. And as soon as it started happening on Sunday in Game 4, it's all been changing so that the numbers are totally flipped, where the Rockets are hitting close to over 40% of their three-point shots, and the Lakers are back down into the 20%. So it almost makes it look like that is what the main aspect of this game comes down to, is who is hitting their threes. And if the Lakers can find a way to hit threes, then they'll be – which neither team is particularly good at that, is the crazy thing. So if they can find a way to hit those threes and find a way to actually guard the three-point line, which they did not do in the last couple of games, they got a really good shot.
So, everybody has heard these numbers that there have been like 160 NBA playoff series where one team has jumped out to a 3-0 lead. And even though teams have forced Game 7, so imagine you're down 3-0, but you're able to win the next 3 games. No one has ever been able to finish it off and win Game 7 and win that series. So in 160 series, the team that gets out to the 3-0 lead has won 160 of them. What I think I'm getting really nervous about is, look, you don't want to be that stat. You don't want to have that it's 160-1 all-time series where a team had a 3-0 lead, and only one time in the history of the league has a team fallen apart and lost 4 straight games. And who is that? The 2026 Lakers. You do not want to be that statistic. So I'm going to just say this very early on. This is going to be the theme of today's show. We have an amazing show coming up today. Geeter's going to stop by. We've got Adam Clanton returning to the show from Houston. He was with us at the very beginning of this series, and we'll see what he has to say about it now. Yes, today's a Beach Life Friday, and I'll tell you right now, one of my favorite guitar players, Donovan Frankenreiter, is going to stop by for a couple of minutes. So we have a great show coming up, but the theme today is going to be the Lakers and what is going to happen. I don't see any other thing that anybody else really wants to get down with today. The Dodgers didn't play yesterday. The Kings season is long over. The draft is in the books. Today is going to be all about the Lakers. If I'm the Lakers, obviously, like they wanted to in Game 4, you got to try and go for the knockout punch tonight. Now, how are they going to do it? It is hard to kill someone, Coach. You know that. How can they do that? They looked exhausted in Game 4. They looked completely unenergetic in Game 5. And now with a short turnaround and the travel, how can the Lakers tonight find something, find that energy, that juice, that dig deep moment? How can they find that tonight?
So what do you think, Appy? Do you think that they have to play their very best game to win, or do you think that it has to be the Rockets play their worst game?
I think the Lakers have to worry about themselves.
Yeah.
And I think that the Lakers can, this is going to be coach talk for you, Bergie. We can only control what we can control. Oh, yeah.
Do it in your McVay voice, because that's basically what you're saying right now.
I'm going to tell you something right now, Bergie. We're going to play complementary basketball on the offensive end, the defensive end. We're not going to turn the ball over. We're going to make shots along the way. I mean, that's just it.
Do you have a JJ, by the way?
I don't have one yet, but I'm going to start working on it.
Yeah, start working on a JJ, because you got to have all the coaches in.
And I'm going to try and get my McVay better. I mean, I'm kind of there. I'm kind of getting there with it. But
it's good. But also, you're right though. They have to worry about themselves. They have to play the right way. It's basically now you have to see is it AR? Does AR have to really fully step up? Is it somebody like Luke Kennard that has to step up? Because without him, it's been a completely different game. He scored 7 points on Sunday in that blowout loss, and he played 32 minutes. He scored 1 point in the game, and he played over 30 minutes in Game 5.
And he was 0 for the field, and he was 0 for 2 from three-point range. And the biggest issue in that is not 0 for 2, it's the 2. You got to take 5 shots, 6 shots. Luke Kennard has got to get off 5 or 6 three-point attempts in this game.
You have to. Yes, he absolutely does. But it doesn't matter if, like you guys were saying yesterday, whether he's guarded or not. But they're smothering him, Cappy. Mm-hmm. They're not allowing him any space. So it becomes a bad shot when he does it, and it almost seems like that's what we talk about coaching a lot, and about how JJ was completely out coaching Ime Udoka in those first 3 games. Mm-hmm. Well, Udoka is starting to in these last 2, because he said we're going to focus all of our everything onto Luke Kennard and those other guys. Let LeBron kind of do his thing and get his, because we can get Tari Eason on him and really tire him out throughout the whole game. Don't let those guys beat us. Don't let Luke Kennard just go off for 20 points because think about who he is. He's Luke Kennard. He was a spot-up shooter everywhere that he was, and they've made it so he cannot find any space whatsoever. So JJ has to come up with some way of getting these guys into a different type of motion and find ways to get, maybe it's a horns chin action.
Oh, really? You want to draw it up on the board? You want to do some horns chin? You want to do that up on the board for us?
Yeah, I don't even remember how to do it, if you want me to be honest at this point. But they have to figure out some way to get these guys open, because what I was noticing, and maybe you did too, was that it was LeBron bringing up the court, or it was AR, whoever it was, and the offense was stagnant. They were not moving. It went back to being just a guy at the top of the key and guys standing around the edges.
But that is in my opinion, that is a byproduct of the reinsertion of Austin Reeves. I'm not blaming Austin Reeves, and I'm not blaming anybody else. I'm just saying that when you have a player of his magnitude and he's been gone for a month and the team winds up developing a newfound chemistry and LeBron is putting everybody on his back, and now you bring in Austin Reeves, who's a guy who, look, if you went back to the box score of the last game, you'd go, wow, Austin Reeves scored 22 points. Guy hasn't played in a month, and he came back, and in his first game, he scored 22 points. But if you listen to Austin Reeves after the game, he was like, look, I didn't play very well. I was rusty. I missed a ton of shots. And what he said, which was really interesting to me, was, I wish I would have had time to kind of ramp up and play in a couple of games rather than being immediately thrown into the fire. Imagine if Austin Reeves came back and there were 3 regular season games to go, and you had 3 games to try and figure things out in this new iteration. He didn't have 3 games. He came back in game 5 of a playoff series that looked good when it was 3-0, and all of a sudden got nervous at 3-1, and now 3-2. Here we are. So the bringing back of Austin Reeves, I'm glad they did it when they did it, because I thought this: if they lose that game 5, which they did, he's going to need at least that game so that he can be better tonight. And I'm going to tell you something right now, Bergie. We can sit here today, and we will. We can talk about Luke Kennard. We can talk about Marcus Smart. We can talk about DeAndre Ayton. We can talk about all these other guys. But I'm going to ask you this question right now. Of the guys that are available for this team in this game tonight, whose team is this? Ooh.
I'll answer it after the bell. Look,
that was
that.
dramatic. That was dramatic. Whose team is this? And by the way, it doesn't have to be one person. It can be more.
All right, Cappy. Well, it's 7:15, and you know what that means? That means you could have gotten your oil changed at Valvoline Instant Oil Change in the first 15 minutes of the Sedano and Kap show. So make sure you go to Valvoline Instant Oil Change, home of the 15-minute drive-through oil change. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for a location near you.
So I just looked at my car yesterday, and you know how when you go to Valvoline, they put that little, and any place you get an oil change, they put that little sticker in the corner, right? So I looked at my sticker yesterday, and it was from Valvoline, because that's where I go, because it is so easy. You just sit in your car, and they take care of the business. I looked at my sticker, and it said my next oil change is supposed to be at 108,800 miles. That's how many miles I have on my personal car. And I looked at my odometer, and I have 108,600. So I only have 200 miles left to go. But it also gives you a date. It says, hey, you should have your oil change by June 21st. And I'm like, 6 weeks ahead of that. But it doesn't tell you, hey, when you got your oil changed last time, here's how many miles you had on your car. So I don't really know. Like, what are we supposed to do? Is it 2,500? Is it 5,000? Like, with the new synthetic oils, is it more? I don't even know what to do.
So it's 3,000 miles. It's giving you 3,000 miles from your last, that number, that 108,000. That was 3,000 miles since your last one.
Okay, so do I have a grace period here?
Yeah, you got like a 3,000 to 5,000 area there. You can go a little bit far. Hey, you coming from south up to L.A., that takes a lot of mileage up and down.
It's a lot of schlepping.
So you can get there faster.
Jorge, what do you think? Primo do my oil change a lot less?
Yeah, dude. And he'll even recommend, like you said, 5,000 or 7,000. You can push it to 7, I believe. That's what he told me. He's like, you can push it to 7, but again, like, you're going to be working your engine.
Okay.
So just be aware of that.
Just stop at 5, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Just stop at 5.
To be in the safe zone, 5, yeah.
All right.
But you asked the question about whose team is it really?
And I'm going to make a point here,
okay?
Because we can sit here today all day long, and we can talk basketball analysis, and we can talk about coaching strategy, and we can talk about all these different things that are X's and O's related. But you guys know I'm more of a I'm about
a
the
bigger
human
picture,
condition.
top,
Yes.
like all around the world picture kind of
I'm
thing.
about the human part of all of this, okay?
Heart and soul.
Right.
You love
So
the storyline.
I do. So you guys tell me.
Radio Rinaldi.
When we talk about Luke Kennard only having 1 point, when we talk about Marcus Smart, who had been so good in the early part of this series through the first 3 games, and he had 11 points in the last game. When we think about these kinds of players, and just think about the roster right now, I'm asking you, Bergie, whose team is this?
I mean, it's LeBron James's team. That's who it is, especially right now. It kind of always has been since he's been here, and he needs to be the one that needs to come out and show who he is. And he's been great. He put this team on his back through those first 3 games. He needs to do it again. This is a moment for him to show that, again, he is the guy to make it where he's going to push you into the next round. I talked about it also yesterday, and I think I got it, killed for it a little bit. This is the most impressive thing I've seen from him as a Laker. Yes, I saw he won the championship, but he had a completely different team with a number 1 star right next to him and a bunch of veterans all around him. This is him at 41 years old with guys that are barely hanging on to this roster. We're talking about whether or not they should even be on the roster next year, and he's carrying them all the way to a 3-0 lead. He needs to do that again. This has been so impressive what he's doing, and I don't typically glaze him, but he deserves all the glazing in the world for what he's done this series.
For what he's done thus far.
Yeah.
Okay. Who else's team is this? Besides LeBron, who else's team is this?
Well, Luka's, JJ's.
Well, but they're not. But JJ can't play. Right. Luka can't play. Who else's team is this?
Austin Reeves.
There you go. Right there. Right there.
Well, he's only played a kind of a full game.
One game in 1 month. But I'm just going to tell you this right now. As much as I've made my point all week long, and you talk about getting killed for an opinion, my opinion is that Houston is better without Kevin Durant. But here's why. Because in the end, it's these young kids. It's their team. It is Jabari Smith Jr. It is Tari Eason. It is Reed Sheppard. It is those. And by the way, there's more. There's Sengun and there's Amin Thompson. It's their team. You, old guy, you came and joined our team. By the way, we're still going to be here because we're young and we're going to be part of this thing, and they drafted us, and you're going to be long gone. It's our team, and we're taking ownership of our team. And we got a little bit spoiled in games 1 and 2, and to some extent to game 3 as well. We got spoiled that LeBron is uplifting guys like Marcus Smart and Luke Kennard and DeAndre Ayton. LeBron is uplifting those guys, but it's LeBron's team, especially when there is no Luka right now. And it's Austin's team as well, because we assume that Austin is going to be part of the future of this team. So for me, this is not X's and O's. This is not coaching. This is not strategy in any way of any kind. It really just comes down to, hey, Austin, LeBron, fellas, it's your team. It's been your team. And unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, depending on how you look at it, we are relying on you two guys. LeBron, you got to find the energy. I don't know where you find it, man. And Austin, you got to somehow get back to being who you were a month ago. I don't know how you do it, man. But you two guys are the guys that we, the organization, the bench, the fan base, we're relying on you two guys because it's your team. Can't rely on Luke Kennard.
It's their team.
I should be a motivational speaker, don't you think? In some way?
You'd be great at it.
I mean, come on.
You know what else is great?
Bergie,
motivational speaker. No, I mean, I just don't. We can talk about this a little bit later on down the line, but the Austin Reeves portion of it to me is very interesting about whether he's going to be that big of a factor, is what I'd say.
All right, let's get to it.
All right, guys, what's on tap today at ESPN LA? Lakers are back in Houston for Game 6. The Toyota Lakers Countdown with Beto Duran starts at 5 p.m. with tip-off at 6:30. Hear it on your afternoon drive on 710 a.m. or in crystal clear digital audio on the ESPN LA app. Brought to you by Michelob Ultra, a superior taste worth playing for. The official beer sponsor of the Los Angeles Lakers. Please enjoy responsibly. More of the Sedano Kap Morning Show. We've got Adam Clanton from Sports Talk 790 in Houston. Hey, coming up next. Back in 2.5 minutes on ESPN LA.
This is the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
Hey guys, if you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds linger and can turn into sinus infections that could last for weeks. Getting sick right before vacation can derail everything. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and a pharmacy can be really stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having an urgent care and a pharmacy right at home. It includes essential prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Packs to treat wide ranges of common and serious illnesses. So if you wake up sick, at home or on the road, you already have what you need. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, no pharmacy lines, no copays. You just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook, or you call the telemedicine doctor standing by. Start on your bed sooner and feel better faster. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes, and it's shipped to your door. Save $45 with our promo code 710 at urgentcarekit.com/710. Promo code is 710 at urgentcarekit.com/710.
Buenos dias.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Next time you're at my home away from home, LAX, look up. You'll see the future of travel in action. It's the all-electric Skylink train. It's now testing, and trust me, this is a game changer. What does it take to build a champion? It takes round-the-clock preparation. And soon, Skylink will connect you to the airport terminals, the new rental car center, and LA Metro. From practice to prime time, the LAX Skylink. Fast, free, and built for LA. In testing now to help you skip the traffic later.
Evan Cohen here. PayPal is now the official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL, which means all the money moments that fandom creates, whether splitting tailgate costs or chipping in on tickets and game day food between friends, are covered. Wherever the game is played or watched, PayPal moves with fans. You can send money through text, email, or directly to your friends with eligible accounts on Venmo. Just download the PayPal app, share all the moments that matter. Account with PayPal is required, not available in all regions where PayPal operates.
My name is Christine, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, was a healthy 34-year-old, and 3 months later, he was gone. Thankfully, he had life insurance. Ethos made it so easy. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. 100% online, no medical exam. Life insurance didn't take away the loss, but it did give us the space to just grieve.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. Ethos.com/game. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
The Sedano and Kap Morning Show is on.
That encapsulizes Rivers' entire career.
Encapsulate, yeah.
Wait, encapsulizes is not a real thing?
George Sedano, Scott Kaplan.
Can't encapsulize a thing? No, you only encapsulate it? Okay.
More Sedano and Kap right now.
It's gonna be May.
Get it, Bird.
Because it's May 1st. Get it? It's gonna be May. It is May.
Corey told me a crazy story about how it became this way.
Yeah.
Please share.
So apparently the producers of the song were from Sweden, so they're Swedish. So they kept saying, we got to make a song. We got to call it, it's going to be May. And then they're like, what do you mean May? They're like, well, yeah, it's going to be May. Like, that's how they say me, apparently. Like, these two guys had their accents, had them saying May. So then they made fun of them. Like, okay, from now on, we're just going to call it, it's going to be May. So that's how this song came out. I heard it in an interview somewhere. I think it was Justin Timberlake or one of those NSYNC guys who said the story, on some show. But I remember that story vividly from.
Oh yeah, with those.
Prove it.
Yeah, exactly.
Those Swedish. No, he's right. Those Swedish producers, they did like so many of those like hit songs back in like the early 2000s. They did like Britney Spears songs and Christina Aguilera and Backstreet Boys and NSYNC. So that makes sense. I get it.
Do they sound like the chef from the Muppets? Like
kind of.
Just because they're Swedish.
Yeah. I think all Swedish people sound like the Swedish chef.
Swedish.
Really? Oh, wait. Hold on.
Right. Wait, Swedish.
I don't think so, but
Wrong song. No, wrong anthem.
All right, so let me get back to this because Adam Clanton's going to join us here in a matter of moments. And Adam, who is, he works on the Rockets radio station down in Houston, Sports Talk 790, and Adam is going to be ready to join us here in a second. I'm sure his show, the A-Team, man, these guys are probably thinking to themselves, we got the Lakers right where we want them. And remember, we talked to Adam before the start of this series, and I know what he said back then, but what did he think after a 3-0 start, and what does he think now at 3-2 as the Rockets go home? Let's find out, because down in Houston right now, let's get some early morning thoughts here today from Adam Clanton, who rejoins Sedano and Kap here on 710. Adam, hey, man, how are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We're doing really, really good, man. But I will admit to you, we are, I think, nervous. I said to everybody here early, should I even take a sip of this coffee? Because I don't know that I need it today. I'm vibrating. I'm jumping out of my skin. I'm excited for what's going to happen tonight. Take us back to the beginning. What did you think going into this series? Remind me.
Oh, I mean, come on. Yeah, Austin Reeves is out. Luka Doncic is out. This is going to be a cakewalk, right? And then we find out that Kevin Durant's hurt, and then it's 0-3, and before you know it, it's like panic button city in Houston. And now this completely bipolar series seems to be flipping again. I have no idea what to expect. Can I just ask you guys a question about tonight as it pertains to the news that we got about an hour ago, though? Do you feel good or bad that Scott Foster is involved tonight?
Oh, that's a really good question, Adam. If you ever want to get to a Game 7, Scott Foster is the guy that you want to have on the floor, right?
Isn't he known as the extender?
The extender.
Right, yeah.
I figured we would see him in Game 7 because, it's a Lakers game. But you're right, the extender side of things, maybe this does mean there's going to be a Game 7. It's crazy, though. Kevin Durant not playing in all but one game this series and really only having an effective half in that game. It's like he hasn't been involved and Luka hasn't been involved at all. It's just not what I expected as these two teams were kind of going on that collision course towards the end of the regular season. And I got to admit, I think there will be a Game 7, and then I don't feel good after that. Does that make sense?
It does, but Cappy is going to come at you right now with a very, very hot Kevin Durant take because he's been saying it for the last, I think, 3 days, Cappy. So I really am curious to what you think of this, Cappy. Go ahead.
All right, so listen, Adam, I've been getting destroyed because everybody who's a real ball knower says that I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, but I just know what I see. I think the Rockets are better without Kevin Durant.
Ooh, well, I'll say this, just from what I've seen on social media alone, and then, of course, on the Talking Heads, networks, that's not even the fifth hottest Kevin Durant take I've seen. So if that makes you feel better.
Yeah, it does, a little bit.
Because it's everybody's talking about what a locker room cancer he is and how he hates his teammates and the whole burner thing from over the All-Star break. And I'm just I don't know. The burner thing has always been kind of weird, but everything else, this team actually, I don't think they dislike each other at all. If you want to criticize Ime Udoka and his lack of imaginative offense and all that kind of stuff, that's one thing. But this team probably lost one of the most gut-punching, kick-you-in-the-crotch Game 3s you could ever imagine. And how they responded to that, I think if a team hated each other as much as a lot of people would like to believe they do, I don't know that we're playing a Game 6 tonight.
Yeah, here's my point on it. I try and go a little bit deeper than just tell you that I think they're better without him because he's an all-time great player, and I understand that it's a ridiculous statement to make because when you're as great as he is and has been, how could you possibly be better without him? What I'm trying to say, though, is this, and tell me what you think. You got these 5 starters, and the 5 of them were all drafted by Houston. I guess 4 of them were drafted by Houston. One of them was drafted by Oklahoma City and then traded to Houston. But these are 5 guys, Adam, that are growing up together. And I thought their comment after the game, this was Game 5, they said, look, we're growing up together. Why? Because 3 of these guys were drafted in the top 4. You have 2 guys that were drafted 3 overall. You got 1 guy drafted 4 overall. And you got 2 guys that were drafted in the middle of the first round, 16 and 17. So you've got a team of young players that have been drafted by the Rockets and they're clearly building something for their long-term future. When you look at Oklahoma City and you see how they've put that roster together, you go, well, that's what everybody would like to do. But if you look at the Lakers, for example, I mean, the Lakers are not a team that's been built through the draft over the years. So for me, I look at a young group of guys and I say, hey, guys, this is our team. Hey, Kevin Durant, you're the old guy. And, yeah, you're supposed to be the closer, but you're not going to be here long term. This is our team, not your team. And so that's why, in my opinion, they're playing better and looser and freer and having more fun without him. Now, do you think that's out of line?
No, what you're saying from a basketball standpoint makes sense, and it's why a lot of people in Houston, believe it or not, were not crazy about the Durant trade because it meant taking Jalen Green and, more importantly, I think, Dylan Brooks and sending them out the door as a part of that core that had kind of grown together. You know, Dylan Brooks and Fred VanVleet get here, and they're kind of like the veteran mentors, that kind of thing, but they're not superstars. I mean, Fred VanVleet's been a star point guard, he's an NBA champion and everything like that, but it was never a question as to what their roles were. If you're going to ask me whether or not, you know, Kevin Durant has had a hard time, you know, fitting in with the offense and all that kind of stuff, or maybe more importantly, the surrounding cast had a hard time integrating him into the offense, I might listen to that, but I didn't really see it during the regular season. And I think the craziest part of all of this is what you're saying comes on the heels of Kevin Durant's most healthy season in the last decade. He played 78 games. He only missed one of those due to injury. Nobody played in the last game of the season, and he had 2 games that he missed for personal reasons. And then for him to play in basically one game, maybe a half of a game this series, is kind of crazy. So I don't know. I can hear it from both sides. I understand both sides of this argument. And I don't really know where that takes us from here. I do know this. A lot of people are like, oh, Shams keeps saying, well, he's out for game 6. He's not playing probably the rest of the postseason because, as we both know, or at least I believe this, whoever wins this series is going to be fed to a wood chipper that is OKC.
Yeah, both things are probably going to be swept by OKC, and that's okay.
Right.
For us, we're looking at it like, okay, fine, you got into the second round. That's amazing. Like, we weren't supposed to with no Luka and no AR. But I want to go to the game right now. So at the beginning of the series, our talk was JJ is completely out-coaching Ime Udoka. He has been what he's been doing, how he guarded Kevin Durant, how he's been able to have guys doubling up on Şengün to really hold him back. But it seems like that's kind of flipped recently, where Ime Udoka has been changing the way that his strategies and just saying, okay, Tari Eason on LeBron, don't let him make everything tough, tire him out, and really get after Luke Kennard and make sure that he has no space whatsoever. And that led to 7 points on Game 4 and 1 point in Game 5. Are you seeing and talking about the same thing about Udoka?
Well, we're definitely talking about Tari Eason. You bring that up. That's such an interesting player in the grand scheme of the Rockets kind of world here because they offered him a contract. Rumors were it was worth over $100 million, and he turned it down, which makes him a restricted free agent at the end of this season. And then he goes out and he was hotter than anybody in the first month of the season, led the league in three-point shooting. And then he just did this the entire season down, steadily declining in every part of his game, not just the three-point shot. And he's one of those guys where, okay, if his three-point shot isn't falling, you're still going to be able to rely on him defensively. And he wasn't even playing that well defensively. You're seeing right now what basically all of last season was for Tari Eason, a guy that you could put on any player, the best offensive guy, that Amen Thompson was not guarding. And they called them the Terror Twins for a reason because they just come in and wreak havoc. And he did that against LeBron. You guys got to tell me this, though. As I'm seeing LeBron and the Lakers go up 3-0, it's, oh, my gosh, it's the fountain of youth. He's turning back the clock. And then as the Rockets climb back into this series, all of a sudden LeBron is old, LeBron's tired. And so, which is it? You know what I mean? And I think that takes away a little bit of credit from Tari Eason, if you're saying that about LeBron. But, I don't – Tari Eason and what he's done in this series is what we thought he would be doing all season long. And so – if that's an adjustment by Ime Udoka, as all of these 7-game series are like living, breathing organisms, then, credit for where it's due. But Tari Eason, frankly, was doing this a long time ago.
Yeah, I think LeBron is old and LeBron is tired. And in many instances, the reason that he's at least tired is because a much, much younger player has the legs at this stage of the season. I'll tell you, the other guy, you talk about some of these guys on this Houston roster. I'm really impressed with is Reed Sheppard, because he's a very young guy, and I look at him on the floor, Adam, and I go, wow, like here's this young kid who's like Bronny's age, LeBron's son's age, and he is head to head up against LeBron. And in Game 3, that massive collapse, it was really Reed Sheppard who had the ball poked away, first of all, and then the ball was thrown well over him, so he tried to jump and intercept it, but he wasn't successful. And a million things happened on that play where LeBron drains the three. Otherwise, one little thing goes wrong, and Houston wins that game. But Reed Sheppard to then return the favor in the last game, where he hits a mid-range jumper, comes back on defense, steals the ball from LeBron, and then takes it home and dunks it down. I mean, those were 4 massively impactful points at a stage of the game. And it's not like he had a monster game scoring. He only scored 12. But those 4 points, I'm so impressed with what I've seen out of Reed Sheppard, because a lot of guys could have just, crumbled in the moment of losing Game 3. He came back huge. What do you say about this kid?
Yeah, and he did that after the infamous shoulder bump from LeBron. And I think maybe, people look into that a little bit more. I don't know if LeBron was trying to bully him on his way back up the floor after the ensuing layup right before Reed hit that mid-range jumper, and then he rips LeBron at midcourt. I mean, we were all going wild here in Houston watching that, because that's the good version of Reed. He's that guy that has all of the potential in the world, but he gets hunted on defense. And if his shot's not falling, then all of a sudden it's, okay, well, what is this guy out here for? But when he plays the way he did in Game 5 the other night, you see the potential. You see why he was taken number 3 overall, and you get excited about the future. I know the Rockets organization is definitely more bullish on him than I am. And it's not anything personal against Reed, but he's just so tiny and just cannot play. He can't stay with anybody defensively. So if he's going to be out there, he has to be that baby-faced assassin. And he did that for the exact moment that he needed to in Game 5.
So Adam Clanton is with us from Sports Talk 790 down in Houston. Take it away, Bergie.
So I just wonder how, because Austin Reeves just came back for the Lakers, and I wonder how much you guys are kind of worrying about Austin Reeves, because one of the main things that I've noticed is that at the end of quarters, your terror twins of the Eason and Amen Thompson, they really start to clamp down and force a lot of turnovers at the end of quarters, and that's something without Austin Reeves, a true ball handler, they were able to force Marcus Smart into turnovers, force Luke Kennard into it. Now you have a true ball handler in Austin Reeves. How worried about him being back and having a game under his belt are you guys?
Well, when the first quarter was unfolding the other night, I was like, oh, man, here we go. Because the Lakers were just such a bad matchup problem for the Rockets down the stretch. We know what Luka did, and it was actually incredible to watch, because he was trash-talking a fan at courtside in Houston, and I kept wanting to go down to that fan and say, shut up. But Austin Reeves he's just as incredible, and he's a guy that can kind of sneak up on you if you're not ready for him. I don't know if people just don't take him seriously like they should, but he has a way of kind of quietly going about his business, and you look up and he's got 22 or whatever it was. But that first quarter the other night, I said, here we go again, and they were able to kind of almost negate what Marcus Smart and Luke Kennard had done in favor of, okay, Austin Reeves gets his. I don't know if that was the game plan, but that's just kind of how it unfolded in the box score. And if you looked at how the game unfolded, I'll tell you this, I can sleep better at night knowing that Austin Reeves beat the Houston Rockets versus Marcus Smart and Luke Kennard, but it's not fun either way.
Yeah. Hey, Adam, speaking of trash talking, how about the moment in the game in the fourth quarter when LeBron is getting to the free throw line and Segun is talking to him, and LeBron is like, no. Every other person out here can have those comments, not you, because he called it like a soft foul, and to have, see, to me, this has been the thing about LeBron is that as he's gotten older, no matter how great he still may be, young players in the NBA are no longer bowing any longer. You know what I mean? They're no longer saying, okay, sir, whatever you say, I'm sorry. They are going right back at him. But that moment in the game, I remember talking about it the next day going, the director, whoever, pulled away from that. I wanted to hear what he had to say, and then it's shown up all over, on social media. But What do you think about the way the Rockets are not intimidated at all, even when they were down 3-0?
Isn't it true about young NBA teams and really young sports teams in general, but especially NBA teams, because it is so impactful, each person on the floor, because there's just so few players involved as opposed to baseball and football. You always hear the phrase, they don't know what they don't know. And I think that definitely embodied last year's Rockets team. And you get Kevin Durant here, it's a little bit different, but I have seen that with LeBron. And, if you're going to ask me in the GOAT debate who it is, I'm Mike all day long. I always have been. I actually kind of think it's awkward when LeBron trash talks. I think it's awkward the way he does a lot of things. But to your point, I have seen that over the past few seasons. And I'll tell you this, I don't think it's a coincidence that has happened as LeBron has become less of an involved defender on that side of the floor. LeBron's always been this freight train. I always used to say he's built like Karl Malone, but he can play like a gazelle. Karl Malone could never move like that. Nope. For him to do what he's done at this size for as long as he has been incredible. But he was always at least a good defender on the other end, and I feel like he's kind of slacked on that end to maybe lengthen his career, which is to his credit. But I think that has come at a price with what you're talking about. Players don't maybe necessarily respect him on that end, and they're definitely not afraid to go at him and even trash talk him at times.
All right, Adam, the last thing from me, and I'm looking at the YouTube right now, and the middle jersey is really starting to bother me.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
As a huge Dodger fan, and I do the Blue Review every morning from 6:30 to 7 o'clock in the morning, George Springer right behind your head is really starting to bother me. Why? Is this just a troll job of what you're trying to do for our YouTube? Like, it's an LA station, and you have this George Springer guy. Man, there's only 3 guys on that team that really bother me: Correa, Altuve, and Springer.
Well, full disclosure, every time I do a hit like this and I'm on camera, this is where I sit. So that's first and foremost. But I would be lying to you if I didn't think that it wasn't a little bit of a needling situation to have that exact guy right behind my head. Well, you said, what was it, Springer, Bregman, and Altuve? No love for
Correa.
Bregman?
No. Oh, yeah, Bregman's on there, too. Springer, Correa, there's 4 of them. That's just the whole team.
Yeah.
The whole team. Let's just say it, all of them.
And even with World Series 1 since, Dodger fans will never give it up, Adam.
Doesn't matter. Never.
So I was at Game 6, right? And that started off very well. And I think actually Springer hit a home run in that game, and the Astros were looking good. Verlander was like cruising, and then he ran into some trouble, as I recall. And we were sitting on the first base side, like right near the field. We were right near Yasiel Puig. And that walk out of the stadium that night, my wife was with me, and she knows how I am. She had a death grip on my hand because Dodgers fans, I'm wearing a Verlander orange jersey, bright orange jersey, and they're like this close to my face, and they're screaming in my face, all sorts of things, just because I'm wearing an Astros jersey. I get it. And she has a death grip on my hand. She goes, get to the bus, get on the airplane, they'll win tomorrow night. So that was a chaotic time, but I get it. I understand how everything unfolded, but I think your head's in the sand if you think the Astros were the only team cheating that season or any other season. Baseball romanticizes cheating, so that's all I'll say on that.
You're right. It was other teams, and then we can let you go, but it was other teams, but they all didn't have buzzers. Is all I'm going to say.
That's true. Oh, come on. The buzzer thing's crazy. That's crazy. Come on now.
I had a brand new tattoo. I can't show anything.
That's a Yankees crutch right there. The Yankees' daddy is the Astros, and so that's why they go to that every time. Altuve just smashed what everybody knew was coming in the stadium. Aroldis Chapman got worked.
Adam, before you go, man, make a prediction on tonight's game.
I will, I said, what's funny? I said 96-92 for Game 5, and I wasn't too far off.
99-93, very close.
Yeah, so I think both teams maybe score a little bit more tonight. I do think the Rockets force a Game 7. I don't know that they win a Game 7 in L.A., but I'm telling you guys, the Scott Foster thing is messing with my head. It's going to ruin my day. I can't stand that guy.
You should love that guy. That guy's getting you to a Game 7.
Yeah, everybody calls him the extender, but you got to remember, go back to Game 7 against the Warriors in 2018. everybody talks about how the Rockets missed 27 straight 3-point shots,
Big deal.
He waved off 2 4-point plays that would have counted in the midst of that drought. And I'll never not think that he had a hand in the Warriors advancing to the finals, because that was the de facto NBA championship that year.
Gotcha. Adam Clanton, phenomenal performance. Great. Just phenomenal.
You guys didn't have me do any wrong.
Well, I mean, I'm kind of setting you up here at the end, I mean, you want to take us out?
It is going to be a phenomenal game tonight in Los Angeles, Southern California, where I was born and raised. Go LakeShow, 1-800-636-8686.
There you go.
That was really well done.
Yeah.
That was like, I thought it was him.
That's crazy.
That was way too good.
That's great. Adam Clanton from down in Houston, Sports Talk 790. Appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
All right. There you go. All right. Well, Berg, we're off to a hot start here today.
It also, like that Rome impression, it wasn't like a Caliendo, I'm going to go over the top for it.
No.
It just sounded like he was just talking like him.
Yes, right.
If you close your eyes, it was him.
Yes.
Yeah. You've seen the video on YouTube, I assume, where he does this like nonstop to Travis Rogers. Have you ever seen this video?
No, I have to go see it.
Oh, my God. It's unbelievable.
It's
incredible.
He's just talking to Travis in Rome. Oh,
right,
God,
and they're totally jerking Travis's chain. You can imagine,
Did he actually think it was Rome, or did he know that it was Adam?
I think he knew. I don't remember now.
I got to go back. I'll go watch it.
You find it. All right. Hey, listen, we got a lot to get to, including Geeter, who's going to stop by. So we heard from Adam Clanton, but Geeter will give us the Lakers side of things coming up. And I'm telling you right now, a lot of nerves. But you see Jorge Briones, for those of you that are watching on YouTube, he's holding up that beautiful face of Jacob Emrani. So let's talk about our official personal injury attorney here on Sedano and Kap. Look, by Friday, everybody in LA is trying to get like one last thing done before the weekend, right? People are crossing busy streets, no doubt, heading out for a nice dinner, perhaps, picking up your kids from school. Everybody's moving fast, right? We talk about vibrating today and being nervous about the Lakers. We as a city with all 12 million, man, just vibrating, right? And when a driver is not paying attention, a pedestrian could take the full impact. And I know that well because I see it every day walking around those streets of downtown LA. If you or somebody close to you was hurt in a pedestrian accident, you must call Jacob at 800-345-6789. Thank you. Jacob Emrani helps injured pedestrians understand their options and fight for the compensation that they may be owed. You start with a free consultation and a no-obligation case review. And you remember this always. You do not pay anything, not one penny, unless we win. So you can get the help without worrying about paying money up front. That's why you call 800-345-6789. That's 800-345-6789. Or you go to calljacob.com.
That's right, Cappy. And you know what we're going to do next? We're going to take a little hop on Bergie's organ like we like to do every day at 7:45. So we'll do that next. More of the Sedano and Kap Morning Show back in 3 minutes on ESPN LA.
The Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
Mike, in sports dynasties, they don't happen by luck. They happen with culture, coaching, and execution.
That's exactly how we run Rotolo Chevrolet, with all of those ingredients.
So how much of this is why you've been number one 14 years in a row?
When you put all those ingredients together and your processes stay in place, you're going to get great results.
And if you come to the store, you're going to find out why you're number one.
Come see what the fun is all about at Rotolo Chevrolet.
From the showroom to the service bay, everyone is at top of their game. Rotolo Chevrolet, built like a champion, driven to win. Visit RotoloChevy.com.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Next time you're at my home away from home, LAX, look up. You'll see the future of travel in action. It's the all-electric Skylink train. It's now testing, and trust me, this is a game changer. What does it take to build a champion? It takes round-the-clock preparation. And soon, Skylink will connect you to the airport terminals, the new rental car center, and LA Metro. From practice to prime time, the LAX Skylink. Fast, free, and built for LA. In testing now to help you skip the traffic later.
The Dodgers. I got in trouble with my wife.
Spring has sprung at Morongo, and you'll make memories you'll never share with your grandchildren. Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
Canyon Lane's bowling experience. It's not just bowling, it's a 10-pin party.
Number 2.
Hollywood Stones, playing tribute to the Rolling Stones. Thursday, May 7th.
And the number 1 reason.
Gas prices blow, but not at Morongo Travel Center. They're low, usually at least $1 lower than anywhere else.
Morongo, good times.
Did you know that Children's Hospital Los Angeles offers advanced epilepsy care for kids, even when other treatments haven't worked? CHLA's Neurological Institute has Southern California's only all-pediatric Level 4 epilepsy center. That means your child is supported every step of the way by providing the latest therapies and personalized care plans for all of your child's epilepsy needs. So put seizures on the sidelines and help your child get back to being a kid. To learn more, visit chla.org.
Evan Cohen here. According to CNBC, nearly half of hiring managers say a candidate's enthusiasm is the most important factor when considering them for a role. Well, if you need to hire for your business, how can you separate the candidates who are really excited from the ones who are just meh? With ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter has a new feature that quickly shows you the most interested, qualified candidates first, and their smart matching technology connects you with them instantly. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/sports. That's ZipRecruiter.com/sports.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
It's time for Stronger Starts on the Sedano and Kap Morning Show. Presented by First 5 California.
First 5 California. Be calm, be steady, be there, be nurturing.
Time for today's Stronger Start.
That's right. It's the Sedano Kap Morning Show here on ESPN LA, and the Stronger Start is brought to you by First 5 California. Learn why giving your kids more support for their feelings helps protect them against toxic stress at first5california.com. And you know what? The Dodgers are going to need a stronger start tonight as they open up a 6-game road trip in St. Louis against the Cardinals. Time to hop on Berg's organ to talk some Dodgers. Take it away, Berg, on KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
A stronger start is absolutely what they need, Cappy, because their offense has been a complete mess.
Well, lots to talk about because the Dodgers had an off day. And going into St. Louis, by the way, Bergie, this is like a perfect evening for people who are like me, who are like vibrating and jumping out of their skin, and they can't wait to get to 6:30 tonight when the Lakers tip off. The game tonight with the Dodgers in St. Louis is a 5:15 start. So if you're kind of in that mode at around like 5 o'clock, like, oh my God, I'm biting my fingernails off, get to this game already, you got at least a Dodger game to get you an hour in before you finally get to the Laker game tonight.
Absolutely. That is going to be, it's going to be double screens tonight, Cappy. I did it last week. I'll do it again this week. We got the Dodger game on one screen and the Laker game on another screen while I'm at dinner or whatever I'm doing.
Yeah, you're going to be pouring that red wine again this weekend?
Have to be pouring the red. It's been a long week, Cappy. It's been a long week, just physically, emotionally, and through the Dodgers. It's been a long week.
All right, so let's jump into it. So obviously, as already mentioned by Lindsay, 6-game road trip getting started tonight in St. Louis. Bergie, we got 3 things. Where will we start?
Let's start off with Blake Snell. So Blake Snell just had his last second rehab start. It was with the Ontario Buzzers. It was on Tuesday, I believe. And he's going to have his third start in AAA Oklahoma City on Sunday. So that will be the third one. How he does in that game will make a difference. So if he's great in the game, he could come up earlier. If not, they'll probably give him they'll give him a fourth one. But he's right on the verge of coming back. But when that happens, it then creates an issue, right? It creates the issue in the starting rotation. You're not going to go to a 7-man rotation. So one of Roki Sasaki, Emmett Sheehan, and Justin Robleski are going to have to kind of take a seat. That it's going to be who, if you had to guess, which one of those 3 would either go down or go to the bullpen?
Look, I mean, this is probably not the popular pick necessarily, but I mean, for me, it's Sasaki. I think the other 2 guys, Sheehan and Robleski, have earned their right to stay in the rotation. But if I had to take a guess, I'll be wrong. In other words, I'm saying Sasaki. We saw what he could be coming out of the bullpen last year in the playoffs. We've also seen the struggles as a starter. But I just get this sense that the Dodgers want to give him every last opportunity to find out if he can be the guy they've always thought that he would be. So as much as I think Wroblewski and Sheehan have, I'll say, earned the right to stay, I think that organizationally they're going to favor Sasaki. What do you think?
So by all of the numbers, it is Sasaki. However, they do not want him in AAA. There's no reason for him to be in AAA because you got to think, if he's not going to see the types of hitters, they can't. They also want him to stay in the pitching staff, throw to big league hitters. Have Mark Pryor and the pitching staff working with him day in, day out to get him to his best he can be. If he goes to AAA, he's going to have hitters that are going to swing at things that are out off the plate. He needs to continue to find the zone and attack the strike zone. If he's in AAA, that's not going to work as much, and he could have it's false narratives that he's going to be creative. Up here in the big leagues, guys aren't going to swing at his splitter that's off the plate, his fastball that's inside. They're not going to do that. So he needs to continue to get better at that, and so he's going to stay in the rotation. They want him up at the big club. I'm actually going to go on a limb. The guy that's been the best starter out of all of those three has been Justin Wroblewski. I think he goes back to the bullpen. That's where he was at the beginning of the season, and that's where I think they are comfortable moving him back and forth between being a starter and being a long reliever. And Emmett Sheehan was one of their best starters last year and has started to become great again.
Yeah, I think that, listen, as long as nobody's going down, and I say it like that for this reason, because AAA, if you don't know, man, AAA is like where guys go to complain about what's gone wrong in their career. That's why so many times you see a young up-and-coming star goes from AA right to the major leagues, because you don't want to take a young kid who's 22, who's right on the verge of being a major leaguer, and put him on a AAA team with a bunch of 29 and 30-year-olds, and everybody's got a story about how they were wrong. You know, you could imagine one of those guys, yeah, I'm down here because they think this kid's going to be something that he hasn't proven to be, and I did everything that I was supposed to do. And so you actually don't want young up-and-coming stars around like bitter, on the verge of getting out of baseball kinds of AAA players.
Right.
So as long as everybody stays, then I don't really have a problem with the Dodgers adjusting who goes where to try and get the most out of somebody.
Yeah, they'll probably move somebody else down, and it's from the pitching staff that can go down. But the next guy, though, Cappy, we got to talk about is the offense. The offense needs a jolt, and Mookie Betts is starting to come around. He's hitting again. He was sore the other day, but that's going to happen when you continually hit for the first time. He's possibly going to have a rehab assignment this weekend. I'm not sure if it's going to be in AAA or in AA or even Single A Ontario, but he is going to go on a rehab assignment most likely, and that could then create another issue, these are all good issues, of course, but what happens? Is it Santiago Espinal? Is it Alex Freeland? Is it Ha-Seong Kim? Somebody has to go down when Mookie comes back, and that's a good thing. But to me, I think it's going to be Alex Freeland is the one that goes down.
It's interesting, too, about Mookie because, again, remember when he first got hurt, and it was the same injury that Austin Reeves had, and it was the same diagnosis, 4 to 6 weeks. But Dave Roberts was very bullish on Mookie coming back before the 4-week period, and it hasn't happened. And it can't happen because when you're swinging a bat, and you've got an oblique strain, if it's not 100%, what's going to happen? You're most likely going to hurt it even worse.
Right.
And then you're going to miss even more time. So if I'm the Dodgers, as much as I want some pop in the lineup and I want Mookie's bat back in the lineup and I want his energy back on the field, I'm waiting until he's 100%.
Yeah, and I think that's what they're doing, too. He just said it wasn't as bad as his prior oblique strain with the Red Sox, but this is going to be it's a 4 to 6 week injury, and he's ahead of schedule. He wasn't as much pain as he was in the past, so it seems like they are waiting the right amount of time, and that's why they're letting him go slowly and to go on rehab assignments. So I think this team specifically is very serious about letting guys just kind of take their time.
Well, they should be because they got plenty of guys to handle business.
Right. I mean, you have Ha-Seong Kim and you have Alex Freeland, who both are left-handed, and they're playing great defense in the middle, the second and shortstop. So you don't need him as much, but the offense absolutely needs a jolt, and it's not going to come from Santiago Espinal, who, by the way, they're going to keep him up in this situation because he's right-handed. I think and can play a good second base and a good shortstop. So it doesn't make sense to put him down, even though he's probably the least of the three.
All right. Last thing, though, now. Here we go with Bergie's 3 things today. Now, Berg, with the Dodgers not playing yesterday, can we maybe go outside the Dodgers a little bit and take a look around?
Let's do it. So the Mets are a complete and utter disaster.
And by the way, I don't know about everybody else because you were talking about how much you hate the Astros.
Yeah.
I don't have like this hatred for the Mets, but I do laugh at the Mets because the Mets are proving that for everybody in baseball, for every fan base that hates the Dodgers, for every fan base that blames the Dodgers, they're ruining baseball. I would argue that if you look at the Mets, you go, wait a second. They're spending just as much money. They've got the highest paid player in baseball. I mean, Juan Soto actually makes more than Shohei Ohtani does. And look at the disaster that the Mets are. And it just goes to prove you can throw money and you can assume that throwing money means you're going to win. But the Mets are the example of it doesn't really work that way.
So, I mean, typically when the teams spend a lot of money, it doesn't work out. Like you look at the Boston Red Sox, what they try to do it when they had Adrian Gonzalez and all the guys that they had up there. It all fell apart with Carl Crawford, and they had to trade them all to the Dodgers. When they were in Seattle, when they had put a whole bunch of money into their team, they had Alex Rodriguez and they had Randy Johnson. As they got rid of guys, they started to get better. Putting money into your team never actually works. The Dodgers worked was that they went after the right guys. They made sure that they were the right guys that fit into a system that worked well together, that played at the game the right way. So Shohei Ohtani, no brainer. Mookie Betts, no brainer. Freddie Freeman, no brainer. They do all the things that they do they're all good guys, which we've talked about. So just because you spend money doesn't mean you're going to be great. And by the way, I still don't understand how you give $765 million to Juan Soto.
No, listen, Juan Soto is a guy that you should have known. He's more about money than he is about winning. And you say, well, how do you know that? Well, you're playing for the Yankees, and the Yankees are offering you comparable contract. And, if the Mets offered $1 more, that's where he seemed to be going. And listen, I've said it a million times. People don't want to hear me say it, and they tell me that I'm way off. I watched Juan Soto for 162 games. He's good. And when he gets to the end of the season, on the back of his baseball card, the numbers are all going to say what you expect them to say. But are they impactful numbers? Nope. I'm just not as impressed as what the early indications were that he was going to be the best young hitter in baseball. And listen, for me, I just love watching a team spend this kind of money and fall flat on their face and be 10-21 at this point of the season.
It's just amazing. And the Phillies are terrible, too, right above them. They just won a doubleheader yesterday, but at the same time, the NL East is a complete mess, and it's just so funny.
Yeah, you like watching that,
I love it. Because
shout
everyone
out
hates
to
on the
Donnie
Dodgers.
Baseball, interim manager winning the doubleheader.
That's right.
Whoop, whoop.
Dead coach bounce is what they call that.
That's
Dead
right.
coach bounce. Yep. All right.
Thanks, Bergie. Cappy, why don't you tell us about the wellness company?
Oh, it'd be my absolute pleasure to do that. Let me grab this. It's right here. See this? I always carry it with me. So this is the medical emergency kit, and I have said to you guys now for several months, every single person who's listening right now, who's watching right now, you and your family should have a medical emergency kit in your home. Every family should have at least one. I also would say, as somebody who has kids in college, your kid all of a sudden calls you and says, hey, I've got COVID. Hey, I've got the flu. Hey, I've got a really sore throat. I think it might be strep. And you're at home and you want to be a good mom or a good dad and you want to take care of your kid, but they're away at school. And to tell them to go to, the campus doctor or whatever, it can be a long process to even get in. The thing about the medical emergency kit is this. You've got all of these medications already in the kit. And you've got things like amoxicillin as an example or a Z-Pack so that when you do get sick, you can get better quickly because you can take that medication. You don't have to call your doctor. You don't have to go to the pharmacy. You don't have to have other people coughing on you and sniffling on you. And then you go, well, but how would I know? Like, my ear hurts and I think I've got an ear infection. How would I know what medication to take? See this right here? This is the guidebook, and I'm showing it to everybody who's watching on YouTube. For those of you that are listening on the app and listening on radio, you can imagine. I'm holding up this little book. It's called the guidebook. You go into it and you go, hey, here's my symptoms. My ear hurts or my throat hurts or it hurts when I pee or whatever the case may be. And then it tells you, well, based on your symptoms, this is the medication you should be taking. So again, every home should have at least one. And if you have kids in college, they should have one as well. And by the way, you should be traveling with this, because if you get sick on the road, what are you going to do? Wait till you get home? Finding a doctor, finding a pharmacy when you're not in your hometown can be a real pain in the ass. You know what I'm saying? So here's what you do. You go to urgentcarekit.com. This is like having an urgent care in your home. You go to urgentcarekit.com/710, urgentcarekit.com/710. Use our code 710. That's our promo code, and you're saving $45. One more time. urgentcarekit.com/710. Use the promo code 710. You're saving $45. Get your medical emergency kit. This thing is genius. Get it today.
Thank you, Cappy. All right, we'll get back to the Lakers as we get ready for Game 6 tonight on this F-It Friday with no mom and dad. Back in a few minutes on the Sedano Kap Morning Show. Back in 3.5 minutes here on ESPN LA.
The Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
Hyundai gives you America's best warranty on every new vehicle. It includes a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty, plus 24/7 roadside assistance. That's peace of mind from Hyundai. And these days, that's priceless.
Now, get the Hyundai Tucson for 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days. Visit your local Hyundai dealer. Offers end June 1st. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
Think premium meat has to come with a premium price? Not at Wild Fork Foods. Get Brazilian beef tenderloin for only $10 a pound. Yes, $10 a pound. And Atlantic salmon portions for just $9.98 a pound. That's steakhouse and seafood house quality at home. Everything is blast frozen to lock in flavor and nutrients. Shop one of their 11 locations or order online for same-day delivery. Find your local SoCal store at wildforkfoods.com. Wild Fork Foods. Quality meat, wild prices.
The Loan Exchange is proud to introduce the Free Closer, a jumbo 30-year fixed loan up to $3 million. With no closing costs, you could save around $40,000 in fees like points and appraisals that many lenders charge on a $2 million loan. Today's 30-year Free Closer rate is 5.875% rate and APR. That makes refinancing simple. The only question is whether it lowers your payment without increasing your balance. And if rates drop again, you can do it again and save even more. Today's 30-year Free Closer rate is 5.875% rate and APR. If your mortgage rate is over 6%, it's a total no-brainer. Why pay to close a loan when you can exchange it for free at theloanexchange.com? NMLS 1637539. Loan subject to credit approval. See website for licensing information, loan terms and conditions. Equal housing lender. That's theloanexchange.com. Theloanexchange.com to exchange higher payments for lower ones.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Next time you're at my home away from home, LAX, look up. You'll see the future of travel in action. It's the all-electric Skylink train. It's now testing, and trust me, this is a game changer. What does it take to build a champion? It takes round-the-clock preparation. And soon, Skylink will connect you to the airport terminals, the new rental car center, and LA Metro. From practice to prime time, the LAX Skylink. Fast, free, and built for LA. In testing now to help you skip the traffic later.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News and World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
Evan Cohen here. PayPal is now the official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL, which means all the money moments that fandom creates, whether splitting tailgate costs or chipping in on tickets and game day food between friends, are covered. Wherever the game is played or watched, PayPal moves with fans. You can send money through text, email, or directly to your friends with eligible accounts on Venmo. Just download the PayPal app, share all the moments that matter. Account with PayPal is required, not available in all regions where PayPal operates.
Switching to Progressive is a game-winning call. And that reminds us of other game-winning calls in the history of sports.
So it was the fourth quarter and we're down by 5. Sweat pouring down my face. Suddenly it hit me. If only I could wrap part of the towel around my forehead. And that's how I became the first basketball player to wear a headband.
Okay, not really a game-winning call, but it was a good call. You can make one too. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states.
Hey, this is Rich Eisen. You're starting your day with the Sedano and Kap Morning Show on ESPN LA. Don't forget my show. The Rich Eisen Show is coming up this morning at 9 on 710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app. Now, back to the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
Yeah. I really like this song.
Yeah.
8:13 on the Sedano and Kap Morning Show, and back in 2004, the number one hit was Usher featuring Lil Jon and Ludacris.
Hey, Cappy, you know what this is, Cappy?
Tell me.
One of those Civic bangers, homeboy.
Oh, man. A Civic banger.
Oh, man. Remember those 210s I had in the back I tell you about all the time?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They 10.
Yeah, the 10s.
What did it sound like, Jorge?
Oh, it was just blowing the freaking the trunk. It was just all bassy, you know. It's like everything shakes. Exactly.
Right? Did it have that vibration?
Exactly.
That, like you're like, that doesn't sound good. It's a Civic banger.
So you had them. You had the 210s. Were they like JL?
Yeah, I think they were JLs. Yeah, JLs. They were like the blue, whatever, the blue speaker.
Yeah.
And then I had the amps under the seats.
Oh, you had the amps under the seats. Did you have to light up? So you had like the light up.
No,
the cars,
lights. That was a little too much. Yeah. That was extra. I was like, yeah, it's okay, Primo. I don't need the light.
Yeah,
I had lights. I had pink lights in my car.
Oh, wow. Go ahead.
I said I had like pink neons. They were great.
That's awesome. I did have 210s in the back of my car. I played Twista, and it was just like boom, boom, boom. It was. I got a ticket in a parking lot because it was too loud.
No way.
Did.
Oh.
And on the El Camino Shopping Center, right outside the McDonald's, we were just me and a couple
what
friends.
were you doing, Greg?
Just standing around. That's what you
do
did.
that in this neighborhood. You know?
You go to a parking lot outside of McDonald's and you just hang around and talk. What do you want to do? I don't know. What do you want to do? I don't know. And then we just played our like everybody had the subwoofers, so we just play songs and it would just be like so much noise that cops would come and give us tickets.
I'm gonna put on a Civic Bangers playlist out there.
Oh, I love that idea.
That's a great idea.
Yes. Civic bangers.
Honda Civic Bangers. You know?
Honda Civic, right. You got to let everybody know what you mean.
Little hatchback, you know?
I'm so embarrassed. I'm so embarrassed to tell you guys that I'm older. Just real quick, Lindsay, I'm so embarrassed to tell you guys how much older I am that I had a Chevette, and instead of having like speakers built in and subwoofers and all this vibration, I literally took old speakers from my bedroom, plugged them into the car, and would take them out of the trunk and put them on the top of the Civic, or not the Civic, in this case, the Chevette, while I would be out on the football field, like practicing football, kicking footballs. I drive the car onto the track of the stadium of the high school, and then I put those speakers on the top of the Chevette, and that was my version of the same thing you guys are talking about. All right, Lindsay, you said short segment. Excuse me.
Well, I was going to say, short segment here, but don't forget that this hour is brought to you by Angelica's Insurance. Every team needs a strong defense, and Angelica's Insurance has got you covered. From auto and home to business and life, they build a plan just for you. Even DUI and SR22 coverage to get you back on the road fast. Visit angelicas-ins.com for a free quote today. So we got Geeter coming up here, so maybe we should probably take a break now.
Yeah, let's do that. So here comes Gerry McGee. We've already talked about it from the Houston side tonight. Now let's find out what Geeter's thinking. I mean, again, I said to you I had a cup of coffee and I wasn't sure I was going to drink any of it. I've had like 2 sips. I'm too nervous. I'm too fired up. I'm jumping out of my skin. I have that feeling. And so I wonder if Geeter is equally as nervous. He's getting done dropping off kids, and then he's pulling right in. Geeter talking Lakers and Rockets. Game 6 tonight. Geeter's coming up next.
Do you think Geeter has a bagel with some cream cheese all over it?
If he doesn't have any cream cheese, you should smear it all over for him.
Smear it all over him.
You think, you think he has a Civic Banger?
Oh, well, if not, he's going to take that Civic Bangers, hot list playlist you're going to put together for him. All right, Gerry McGee is up next. How nervous is he tonight? Can LeBron find the energy? Can Austin Reeves shake off the rust? Can some of the role players figure out how they can contribute like they did earlier in this series? All of those questions on the way. Geeter next on Sedano and Kap.
This is the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
John Ireland here. You want a vodka that's championship caliber? Look for Blue Ice Vodka at Ralph's, America's largest potato vodka. Double gold rated, just 64 calories an ounce. Classic, huckleberry, or double espresso. Blue Ice Vodka. Vodka with standards.
Pizza Hut is bringing the heat with their new hand-tossed crust. Crispy and golden on the outside, soft and fluffy on the inside, finished with buttery garlic parm seasoning in every bite. And right now, grab a large pizza with any 3 toppings for just $11.99, delivery or carryout. When you're hungry for big flavor, keep the Pizza Hut coming with the $11.99 large 3-topping deal. Order now at pizzahut.com or download the Pizza Hut app.
Limited time offer. Additional charges for extra cheese and toppings, stuffed crust, and original pan.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Next time you're at my home away from home, LAX, look up. You'll see the future of travel in action. It's the all-electric Skylink train. It's now testing, and trust me, this is a game changer. What does it take to build a champion? It takes round-the-clock preparation. And soon, Skylink will connect you to the airport terminals, the new rental car center, and LA Metro. From practice to prime time, the LAX Skylink. Fast, free, and built for LA. In testing now to help you skip the traffic later.
Ready for an upgrade? Hey, it's Chris Morales. Spring into savings during Truck Month at George Chevrolet. Right now, you can lease a new 2026 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 LT for just $299 a month for 36 months with $39.95 due at signing. Power, capability, and the truck you've been waiting for at a payment that makes it easy to level up. Drive yours today at George Chevrolet off the 91 freeway, Lakewood exit in Bellflower, or online at georgechevy.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Calculated off MSRP on select models. Lease offer on approved credit through GM Financial. Ends 5/2/2026. For full details, 866-949-4805.
Vista Paint is California's original paint company and has been serving pros and homeowners since 1956. Our paints are formulated for lasting performance, beautiful finishes, and made to withstand the weather. Vista Paint, locally made, expertly crafted, always reliable.
Evan Cohen here. PayPal is now the official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL, which means all the money moments that fandom creates, whether splitting tailgate costs or chipping in on tickets and game day food between friends, are covered. Wherever the game is played or watched, PayPal moves with fans. You can send money through text, email, or directly to your friends with eligible accounts on Venmo. Just download the PayPal app, share all the moments that matter. Account with PayPal is required, not available in all regions where PayPal operates.
Evan Cohen here. Game day brings the excitement. Your stay should feel just as memorable. With Marriott Bonvoy, official hotel partner of the NCAA and U.S. Soccer, you're connected to a portfolio of brands designed for how you travel. Some offer complimentary breakfast, others give you room to spread out, space to stay productive, or extended stay comforts. So whether you're a traveling fan or part of the team, Marriott Bonvoy celebrates the moments that live on before and after the game. Marriott Bonvoy, where game day checks in.
You're hanging out with the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
By the way, speaking of tap it, go tap the like button, you mongrels.
Yeah, tap that like button, mongrels.
Let's go.
More Sedano and Kap.
Look at that. He's a good-looking man.
Yeah,
you like that, Gator? You like how I set that up?
Boy, did that feel good. Did that feel good.
Geet, how you feeling this morning? We got a long ways to go before we get to tonight's tip-off, but I was telling Bergie and Lindsay and Jorge, dude, I am nervous. I am, vibrating. I don't need coffee this morning. How you feeling?
Can I tell you about the nerves I have all day for 2 reasons, Cappy? So if the Lakers would have won on Wednesday night, I was on a plane to Reno with my family Thursday morning for my daughter's last Junior Olympics. They're the number 1 team going in. It starts this morning at 8 a.m. So I've been nervous all night, and now the Lakers are 3-2, but it feels like they're down 0-3. So the nerves are just across the board, I feel like. And I'm actually watching their match right now. They're playing. So I've been, nervous. It's just going to be a mess all day long, straight into the night because, yeah, man, I mean, listen, with every single game that passes, it gets tighter, right? That's that's just how the playoffs work. And right now the Lakers, I think I'm just surprised, guys, that the way that game was played, Game 5, up 26-15 in the first, I was feeling pretty good, but then it just kind of flipped, and the Rockets go on that 31-16 run to the end the half, and I just didn't feel any juice in the building. I didn't feel a sense of urgency. So, Cappy, I'm nervous for sure, man. I mean, I still feel like, hey, it's 3-2. If you would have told me that before the series, I would have signed up for that all day. Like, we can spin it a million different ways. They were minus 750 coming into the series, huge underdogs. Here we are with, an elimination game, but it just hasn't felt good the last 2 games. And I think that's what's, concerning for fans.
Yep, no doubt. Gerry McGee is here on Sedano and Kap, as he has been hanging out with us on Fridays from the Spectrum Sportsnet Lakers pre, half, and post-game show. So tonight's game for me, Gerry, we can talk all we want about strategy and coaching and X's and O's, but really it just, for me, is going to come down, and I know I hate to do this to the guy, but it comes down to LeBron and Austin Reeves. And from a LeBron standpoint, yeah, he's older, and yeah, there's less time for recovery, and yeah, there's travel time. But he was so good in the early part of this series. And then the Austin Reeves part of it is, hey, look, if you're part of the future of this franchise, then you got to shake off that rust, and you got to get out there, and you got to be at your best tonight. And I know it's hard to ask that because, as he said, he didn't have any, recovery games. He got thrown right into the fire. For me, you have to put it on the 2 stars whose team this is. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that's a great take, and it's definitely very valid, because when you get into these moments and these situations, you want your leaders and your stars, to close it out and to carry you home, and that's the job of Austin Reeves and LeBron. I mean, I'll take it a little step further because it's radio and show you another side. It also is going to take some other guys, as Shaq used to call them, right? The others. Like, it's going to take a good performance from a Luke Kennard, from a DeAndre Ayton again, Jake LaRavia hitting a 3, maybe Rui getting hot and going for 18. Like, something also has to happen that isn't just LeBron and AR. Because when I looked at the Rockets and the way they won that Game 5, the balance, and then the 7 different guys out of their 8 hitting threes. The only guy that didn't hit a 3 was Şengün. I always go back to the end of that first quarter, Lakers up 11, Rockets go on a 4-0 run, and you're only up 7 after 1, and you still feel really good, but you're like, I wish I would have closed that last minute a little bit better and just kept this at 11, maybe played it even. But then they come out, and Dorian Finney-Smith hits 2 threes in a row. And now you're down, now you're only up 1. And Dorian Finney-Smith didn't do anything else the rest of the game. He maybe got a block, but those 2 threes were big. Aaron Holiday comes in and hits it. Reed Sheppard made the 2 biggest plays of the game. Mm-hmm. Lakers are down 3, but climbing, Cappy. Like, we're 11-0 run. Finally, the crypto crowd is absolutely going nuts. And Reed Sheppard hits that runner on that pick and roll to the right. Ayton comes out and closes. He shoots it, and then he strips LeBron and goes for layup. 4 points in 20 seconds, and that was ball game. So, yes, I totally agree with you. Like, your stars got to deliver, and they have to set the tone, and they have to lead, and they have to close you out, because they get the credit and they don't get the credit and they get the credit both ways when you lose or you win. But the others have to arrive tonight. They have to play well.
So it has to be like, so you're talking about the stars, and Austin Reeves, obviously that was his first game back, but he wasn't the primary ball handler in that game because it was his first game back and he was coming off the bench. Yeah. So do you have to do something different? Because what Austin Reeves provides is ball handling. That's exactly what he can do, and that's where they come and they smother you. Reed Sheppard getting those steals. It's Amen Thompson smothering Luke Kennard in the corner, so he can't do anything. He turns the ball over. Marcus Smart has Tari Eason smothering him and him getting a turnover. You need the ball in Austin Reeves' hands, right? And so like he basically has to play a full set of minutes and really say, that's it. I can't come off the bench. I have to be the star in this game.
Yeah, Bergie, I think that's a great point, because if he's going to play, which, by the way, like, I've really appreciated him doing everything he can in a contract year to get back and play a tough Houston team and try to help this team win. Like, I love Austin Reeves for that. Like, I think every Laker fan does. But if he's going to play, now that he's got a game under his belt, he's got to play his way. And everyone else will fit around. They've been playing all year this way. So, yeah, it threw things off a little bit. It changes kind of the usage of everybody, but they've adjusted to that now. And I think, Austin Reeves has to have the ball in his hands. But Also, they have to find ways to get Luke Kennard back involved a little bit. Marcus Smart is going to have to initiate. LeBron is going to have to initiate. It almost has to be like a collective, with Austin being number one for sure, but it's got to be collective. And, man, they've got to do a better job of handling the basketball. And you know what's funny, guys? Like, the whole series, even up 3-1 going into Game 5, the biggest narrative is like, man, the offensive rebounds for Houston, they're over 15 every single time. They've had over 20 twice. The turnovers for the Lakers, man, they've turned the ball over 20 times or more 3 times in the series, and you're up 3-1. They actually won the rebounding battle for the first time. And yeah, they turned the ball over 15 times, but that was like 5 less than the game before, and they still lost. So Houston has found that mojo, and I think the Lakers are the ones that have to adjust now. Like, are they going to double Şengün? Or are they going to let the Rockets get hot from 3? Or are they going to more, defend like they did in Game 1? I've made this case, and people think maybe I'm crazy. I'm telling you guys, the 3 times they've played the Rockets with KD, the last 3 times, the Lakers have won the game, and they have defended so well. In the second half, they blitzed KD, and they took the ball out of his hands. Rockets don't have the same chemistry. Guys are kind of standing in the corner. This Rockets team, Cappy and Berg, I think they're tougher to defend with KD off the floor just right now. I'm not saying long term, but in this series, they've been tougher to defend. Is that wild?
You are just making
no
Cappy's
idea.
day right
You
now.
have no idea.
You have no idea what you did, Geeter.
What happened?
Geeter,
You have no idea what you did.
So Gerry McGee is here with us on Sedano and Kap from the Spectrum Sportsnet, Lakers pre-half and post-game show. Geeter, listen, I've been getting destroyed all week. I've been getting my ass handed to me all week long because I keep telling everybody that the Rockets are better without Kevin Durant. And I know it's a hard thing for people to understand because he's such a great individual player. But I'm just telling you that when you have a young team of guys that were all drafted by the Rockets and they're all coming up together, it's their team and he's the newcomer and he's the old guy and he's the champion. And it's like, wait, but it's our team. But when he's there, it's his team. So I think they play better without him. And so, again, I've been getting killed all week, and everything you just said, as Bergie points out, you just made my day.
Yeah. Cappy, in this situation is what you're talking about. You're not talking about over 82 games. In this situation, in this matchup, watch the last 3 times the Lakers have played the Rockets with KD. Twice in March and then in Game 2. Defensively, it was our best games. Also, the ability to take the ball out of KD's hands, guys standing around, not a lot of rhythm. They run a lot more ISO, a lot more pick and roll with KD. That's just their style. KD averages 26 a game. He's an all-time great. Not saying that. Also, they get better defensively with KD off the floor just because of his age and the injury, right? So they get a little younger. They get a little more athletic. I'm just saying for this series and this moment right now, they're a tougher cover. I know it sounds crazy and people are going to crap on me and Cappy, but you know what? I watch the games. I'm just telling you.
Yeah. And I just wonder this, Geeter, you got to, maybe you have an opinion about it because I don't really know what to do for LeBron. But look, the game ends on Wednesday night and he's in the locker room and he's, clearly agitated by questions about, what is being said by the other side, Jabari Smith Jr. saying, we're the better team. Yeah. And LeBron, his standard answer now is, well, I'm too old for this kind of nonsense. Okay, but are you too old to recover from Wednesday night to Friday night where you got to go home and, maybe the next day you got to travel and, look, you can hydrate and you can put any kind of, whatever it takes to get massive hydration and recovery into your body, but you still are, truth be told, as great as he has been, you are 41 years old. And with this lack of recovery time, my question really just comes down to how can LeBron find it inside of him to give it his all-time best effort in this series to go for the knockout punch tonight? Because as much as people think that Houston will win and that it'll come back to Game 7, and we all know the data on 160 teams have been in this situation and no one's ever been able to complete the comeback, but it will get real tight if the Lakers can't go for it and win this game tonight. So how can LeBron find whatever it takes for him to lead this team tonight?
I think, Cappy, the only answer I can go to, because now that we've been covering him for 8 years and following every single game and how many times I've kind of doubted he would play or thinking he would be tired or I think he'll sit the back-to-back or I don't think he has any more in the tank. He has been able to find it so many times in his career. And, yes, everything you said is true, the age, the lack of recovery, but you just have to believe that that's the kind of performance he's going to give, because that's what we've seen. I mean, I remember being down 3-0 to Denver the year of the Western Conference Finals, and that series was all but over, and they came back to LA for that, it's game 3 and 4, and we were at game 4. James and I did the pregame there, and I will never ever forget that performance. The Lakers lost a really close one, but I watched LeBron at 38 or whatever he was at the time. I watched his will and his performance and his ability to find it, and he carried the Lakers almost to a win, but he gave everything he had. And I remember thinking for the first time, I told Allie after the show, man, that might have been LeBron's last game. He actually played like it was his last game. So I know I've seen it before live. I've watched it. I feel like I want to see that urgency from him. And if he is playing that way, this is it for me, then I think the Lakers win. And I think he can dig deep and find it, because he has his entire life.
So I want to go into a little bit of coaching, because Ime Udoka has been killed in Houston. They think he's been awful, especially since they were down 3-0. And JJ's been very much praised for the things they're doing to be able to put LeBron in the right positions, put him in the right, different sets. Now Austin is back. Is there something that he can do with the team that they actually have to do something better? Because it seems like he got the most out of those other role players leading up to this, and they are all just kind of going back to the mean. What can he actually do to fix this?
Yeah, listen, man, I'll say this, Bergie, and obviously none of us have coached at that level.
No, of course.
But I coached a long, long time at that juniors level for basketball and for volleyball. And it's the same thing. I've talked to a lot of coaches about it. Steve Kerr and I have had this conversation. You can adjust, you can game plan, but what makes you look like you made the great adjustments is when the execution is there. So JJ can scheme and he can do all of these things, and that's their job. And I feel like they've done a really admirable job of it throughout the year, changing things to fit their personnel. But at the end of the day, you can't just hit 1-3 in the second half of Game 5 at home and expect to win. They were minus 18 from 3 in that second half and lost by 6. Luke Kennard is 1 for his last 11 from 3. LeBron is 0 for 9 in his last 2 games from 3. So everything you can draw up and everything you can do scheming-wise, if the guys don't execute it, then it falls on you as well, and it looks like you're getting out-coached. Now, I'm not saying there isn't anything JJ can do, because you ask a great question. I think what we'll see is how we defend differently, and where I think the Lakers have been great this year, because up to the All-Star break, that defense was getting hammered nationally. They started to change the way they played. They started to mix up it's like a pitcher throwing different, you're going inside fast, now you're going breaking ball away, you're showing different, you change up, you're showing different looks. JJ and that staff have done an awesome job of that. Going to a zone, going to a blitz, all these packages that they have. I think we'll see them mix it up more tonight, because they for sure wanted to double Şengün after the way he played in Game 3 and 4, and that burned him in Game 5 because they got hot, Bernie. So I think, to answer your question, JJ will do everything in his power to try to change things up defensively, show them different looks, maybe have a little bit of a different plan. But also offensively, you got to get creative in how you attack this Houston defense, because we talk so much about, the Lakers defensively and what they have to do in rebounding. Man, we got to start crediting the Houston defense. They have made it really hard for this Laker team. They are long, they are athletic. The point of attack defense is off the charts. So the Lakers aren't getting into their actions very easily, and I think that goes to Houston. So that's where I think JJ and those guys can get creative and make a difference.
Yeah, and it's interesting because you talk about game planning and all the different things that a coach might do. But for me, I looked at last night's game. I don't know if you had a chance to watch Minnesota and Denver last night. Minnesota knocked Denver out. And, it's hard to believe that a Denver team with pretty much their entire roster, Aaron Gordon's out, but still, you have Jokic and you have Murray. You've got your team. And last night, the energy in the building in Minnesota, the way the team Minnesota fed off of the energy. And listen, they were down, obviously, Ant-Man, and they're down DiVincenzo, and then they had 2 other guys that are major contributors that all of a sudden, kind of late in before the game, they hit the injury report. They were missing so many bodies last night, Minnesota, and yet that team, in football, you would say who wants it more. But in basketball, it's not about who wants it more because it's about what you said, Chris. It's like you got to knock down shots, and LeBron's three has been off, and Luke Kennard's shot has been off. So it's not about who wants it more. To me, it's like about can you muster the effort to play great, knock down shots, yes, but defend and just can you find it in you to dig deep and have the kind of effort it's going to take to land the knockout punch on the road. I think Austin Reeves is going to be the key tonight, you know?
I think he is too, and you just said it, man. You watched that Minnesota-Denver game. Everything tells you that Jokic and Murray are going to find a way to win that game and bring it back to Denver. But everyone forgot to tell Minnesota. I mean, every single fan in that building, every single guy on that team believed they had one game in them, right? And they used everything. They used the energy from the crowd. And what we forget sometimes is how good that team is defensively, man. And other guys stepped up. I mean, McDaniel's going for what, 27, 28? He had 32 points and defended his ass off, man. He made life hell for Jamal Murray. And listen, Rudy Gobert gets a lot of flack, right? And I think everyone reflects back to Luka putting him on skates a couple of times late in the game and Dallas beating them in that series. And that has stuck with him and getting played off the floor in Paris 2024 in the gold medal match. But at the end of the day, man, this guy is an incredible defender on Jokic, and he's a good perimeter defender as well for when he switches, and he has had a phenomenal series. You had in Julius Randle, Mike Conley, I mean, all these guys, Naz Reid, those are tough dudes, Cappy. And, like, they believed they could get that game, and that was a pretty awesome display of basketball because, listen, they wanted it to be physical, they wanted it to be ugly, and the Lakers have to be willing to win anyway tonight. Ugly, physical, diving on the floor, you have to sell out tonight. Everything you have. You can't worry about, when you get back late and maybe a Game 7 Sunday. This is it, man. You have to treat this game as it's a closeout game for both teams.
Yeah, but who's going to be the physical guy on the Lakers team? I mean, it's typically Marcus Smart. Vando, Vando, getting a little extra run, but then you're taking away any type of offense from him.
Right, if you could just tell him don't shoot.
I know.
Right, I mean, if he's going to be in, just like the guys you were talking about on the bench for Houston, he has to come in and he has to hit a three. He has to hit a couple threes. He needs to be somebody to go close out on.
Yeah, I mean, you see Shannon for Minnesota. A lot of people didn't even know who he was. Like, he wasn't even in the rotation, and he's playing. He's scoring 24 in the starting lineup because they're so shorthanded, and you're seeing this incredible athlete. Vando's not going to go out there and give you 24, and he's also not going to play 20 minutes. But I would like to see Vando defensively, especially if we're in a game where we're up a little bit. Like, let's put him in. Let's get him some more minutes just because of that physicality and because of that tenacity. And you see his rebounding and his effort. But, yeah, the offense is definitely something that, is missing for him. But, LaRavia can add some physicality, but his offense hasn't been great. But that's the thing. AR comes back, and all of a sudden less minutes for those guys. So now defensively it changes you. But to answer your question, I mean, there isn't a lot of physicality that you can throw. Kleba for a few minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just have to be that team that everyone plays physical, right?
Yeah,
you're going to get it from Marcus Smart, but everyone's got to do it.
Yeah, but Vando had a play where he was going down the lane, he had a wide open dunk, and he got just absolutely blocked in his face. Yeah. And then you have LaRavia, who's constantly down at. Has a ton of effort, just like Vando, but he can't hit a layup. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. So
craziest thing. Just he's lost his
touch.
Feels like
it's
confidence.
gone.
Yeah, confidence for sure. And it got a little bit better. I want to say in game 4 or 3, I forget. And then the minutes have gone down. Vando had a great, I want to say, it was game 3 maybe. I remember commenting on our post-game show, I might have been game 2 or 3, where I'm like, that's the perfect Vando game, right? He made a great bounce pass to LeBron along the baseline with the shot clock expiring. He had an offensive tip in, hit 2 free throws, hit a 3, and hit his layup, right? Like, and then was a plus, 6 or 8. Like, that's the perfect Vando game. It doesn't need to be 20 minutes. It can be 10 to 12, but it's got to be a plus.
Geeter, before we go, anybody here feeling like Lakers are going to win this game tonight?
Lakers are winning.
Love it.
Lakers are winning tonight, or Lakers are winning the series?
Lakers are winning tonight. Winning tonight. Listen, I do believe Houston has found, their confidence. They got swag. They feel real good. They've played really well. I think the Lakers get back to having a great shooting game and play efficient, and I think they win a close one.
Well, I hope you're right. I do. And I think you're right. I do believe it. I really do think that the Lakers are going to wind up winning this game tonight. I think they put it all on the line. And by the way, if they lose, okay, fine, we'll go home. We'll finish it off there. But but I think tonight's the night. Hey, Geet, enjoy the Junior Olympics volleyball. I know this is a little – everything has changed, man. Even like tonight where I got Donovan Frankenreiter coming up in a matter of moments to talk about beach life, and I'm going to be watching the Laker game tonight rather than watching what's going on the stage.
Yeah, no, he was at Surf Club last night. He's going to be at Beach Life. I got my daughter's game streaming right now, and then I'm on a plane tomorrow to Reno.
All right, man. Enjoy. And, Geet, we'll talk to you hopefully soon, and we'll be talking about the next round of the playoffs. Thanks, Geeter.
Appreciate you, Geeter.
Can't wait for our next breakfast, brother.
Yeah, we need another one.
Oh, yeah. Bergie's going to smear the treat. He's going to put the cream cheese on the bagel again.
Cream cheese on the bagel. Let's do
A lot
this.
of bagel smear going on with me and Bergie.
All right, Geeter. Appreciate
Beautiful
you, pal.
man, that Geeter.
Yep. All right, man. There you go. All right, well, I guess we better hustle up because we're up against the top of the hour. Let me tell everybody about the East Central Hotel. That's mine and Morales' home away from home in downtown L.A. Listen, if you are coming to downtown L.A., you're coming down for a game, you're coming down for a concert, you're going to a museum, you're coming down for a big event, you don't want to drive, you don't want to take the risk of driving, let me tell you something. You come to the East Central, the biggest hotel rooms in all of downtown L.A., so if you're ready to spread out and get comfy, you can do it at the East Central. I was talking the other day about the Nixo Lounge and watching everybody leave the arena from that second floor. You get that vibe, that feel. You get the sounds and the smells of downtown L.A. It's a beautiful sight. Robert Montez, the general manager there, and his staff do such a great job. Casey, the bartender, is fantastic. And just everybody who works that front desk, when you walk in, they treat you like family. So, look, you're coming to downtown L.A., hey, listen, we also got great parking at the East Central. I never really mentioned that, but if you ever think to yourself, well, where am I going to park? You park right there at the East Central. You give our car to the valet. We take it. We'll take care of the whole thing for you. You're coming to downtown L.A., you should stay at the East Central. You got people coming into downtown L.A. for a convention. You recommend the East Central to them. The East Central Hotel in downtown L.A., entertainment's official address.
All right, thank you, Cappy. And you know what else we're going to do before we take a break here? I'm going to tell you guys about Pachanga, because coverage and content of the 2026 NBA playoffs on ESPN LA is presented by Pachanga Resort Casino. Play your perfect combination at Pachanga Resort Casino, official Native American resort and casino of the Los Angeles Lakers. See for yourself what made readers of Newsweek and USA Today name Pachanga the best casino outside of Las Vegas. Visit pachanga.com for more information. All right, so we're going to talk to Cappy's buddy from Beach Life, Donovan Frankenreiter, next. So stay tuned for that. Sedano and Kap will be back in 2 minutes.
This is the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
Hey LA, it's Bethel Duran. Head to Northridge Toyota and Wondry Toyota today and drive off in a brand new, beautiful 2026 Toyota Tacoma SR5 for just $209 a month on a 36-month lease. $209 for a Tacoma? You already know it's got to be Northridge and Wondry's Toyota. Any trade you own outright is your down payment. It's a limited time offer. Nobody's going to take care of you like my guys at Wondry's and Northridge Toyota.
2026 Toyota Tacoma SR5 iForce 2.4-cylinder turbo 5-foot bed, double cab 4x2 RWD model. MSRP $40,628. Base 10,000 miles per year and excludes tax, title, license, and dollar fees.
Hey guys, if you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds linger and can turn into sinus infections that could last for weeks. Getting sick right before vacation can derail everything. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and a pharmacy can be really stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having an urgent care and a pharmacy right at home. It includes essential prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Packs to treat wide ranges of common and serious illnesses. So if you wake up sick, at home or on the road, you already have what you need. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, no pharmacy lines, no copays. You just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook, or you call the telemedicine doctor standing by. Start on your bed sooner and feel better faster. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. Save $45 with our promo code 710 at urgentcarekit.com/710. Promo code is 710 at urgentcarekit.com/710.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Next time you're at my home away from home, LAX, look up. You'll see the future of travel in action. It's the all-electric Skylink train. It's now testing, and trust me, this is a game changer. What does it take to build a champion? It takes round-the-clock preparation. And soon, Skylink will connect you to the airport terminals, the new rental car center, and LA Metro. From practice to prime time, the LAX Skylink. Fast, free, and built for LA. In testing now to help you skip the traffic later.
My name is Christine, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, was a healthy 34-year-old, and 3 months later, he was gone. Thankfully, he had life insurance. Ethos made it so easy. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. 100% online, no medical exam. Life insurance didn't take away the loss, but it did give us the space to just grieve.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. Ethos.com/game. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Evan Cohen here. PayPal is now the official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL, which means all the money moments that fandom creates, whether splitting tailgate costs or chipping in on tickets and game day food between friends, are covered. Wherever the game is played or watched, PayPal moves with fans. You can send money through text, email, or directly to your friends with eligible accounts on Venmo. Just download the PayPal app, share all the moments that matter. Account with PayPal is required, not available in all regions where PayPal operates.
Mornings on ESPN LA will never be the same.
Quack, quack. I get parents telling me all the time that the kids in the car love the quack. They're now into the quack, quack.
Listen, I am a role model for the youth of America.
Oh, we know that.
The Sedano and Kap morning show is on. Back to Sedano and Kap.
Oh, yeah. All right. Hey, listen, we did not know exactly what was going to happen in terms of the Lakers and their schedule, and we've been promoting the Beach Life Festival. It's, hey, look, we've been calling them Beach Life Fridays here, presented by the Beach Life Festival. Don't miss the Beach Life Festival. It starts tonight, and it goes through Sunday in Redondo Beach. Friday nights, Duran Duran and the Chainsmokers. Saturday, the Offspring, but Sunday is going to be out of control with James Taylor and Sheryl Crow. Really, really looking forward to it. Tickets for the weekend, especially Sunday, are available on beachlifefestival.com. Now, Bergie, you hear this song right here?
Yes, I do, and I love this song. So when you told me that Donovan Frankenreiter was coming on, I believe he's on the line now. I heard the song, and I was like, why do I know this song so well? Why do I know it? I have I have one young kid, but also a stepdaughter who was young in around the 2009, 2010 era. There was a movie called A Turtle's Tale. And this song is in that movie, and I was like, that's where I know this song from. So I think, Donovan, this is a fantastic song, and I knew it from somewhere.
Yeah, Bergie, thanks for that, man. How you doing, Cap? It's good to be
doing
on the
really
show.
good, brother. Yeah,
awesome,
doing great, man.
Thank you guys for having us on. Yeah, that was in Turtle Tales. It was pretty classic. That was an insane, great kids movie. But yeah, the song's been kind of moved around and put in different places, but it's great, man. It's been fun.
Hey, Donovan, this is like the most perfect festival for a guy like you, Beach Life. I mean, it's about surfing and music, and those are like the two things that everybody knows you for. I mean, you're an insane guitar player, man. I've seen you play so many times, and every time I watch you, I'm like, I don't even know what to call the style. But, I mean, right? I mean, Beach Life, this is like the perfect festival for a musician/surfer like yourself, don't you think?
I mean, it's incredible. Whenever I play Beach Life or I'm there hanging out, and I've been all over the world playing festivals, it's very rare that you're actually standing on the sand right on the beach at a festival. And this location is just, it's insane. The sunset, the views, and just, for me, it's really cool. Like every night, the capacity is about 13,000. So you can move around, and it's not too big. You're not walking around with 80,000 people, and it just feels comfortable. And the band's playing this weekend, just, they just kind of exude the whole vibe and the feeling of Beach Life. It's just like you said, Sunday is going to be unbelievable with James Taylor, Sheryl Crow, and then, I'm just throwing my son in there. He's playing for the first time ever, a first live show, Hendrix Frankenreiter, and so I'm excited to see him play his first festival ever.
So, Donovan, your son, his first name is Hendrix, and given your guitar skills, I can figure out where that first name came from. But, we cover the Lakers nonstop around here. Lakers play tonight with an opportunity to win this series against Houston. If not, they'll come back and they'll play Sunday in L.A. LeBron James plays with his son, Bronny, and in an earlier game, he threw him an alley-oop, and it was a spectacular play. It's something that those guys, I'm sure, will remember forever. What is it like? To me, it would be a dream come true. What is it like to be on stage with your young 20-something son? What's that like for you?
It's incredible, because just to see his journey through music and learning how to play guitar and, him emerging from his jam room saying that he, learned all my songs, he wants to be in the band. And then he went on and made his own records, and he's got his own music now. And I mean, it's a feeling that it's so hard to describe. I mean, I'm sure LeBron feels the same way about it. I mean, I couldn't even imagine throwing a ball up there and giving it up, and doing an alley-oop with your son in an NBA game at that level. And it's just, I don't know, it's undescribable to look over and see, because a lot of my songs have been written about him and written about, my wife and my kids and my family with them. And now he's at an age where he's just taking it and doing his own thing with it. But, yeah, it's an exciting feeling. It's like nothing else.
Donovan, where will we see you as the weekend goes on? Because you're kind of doing it sounds like some sort of secretive shows along the way.
I am. There's a club that's connected to the Beach Life, California Surf Club, and they also have the North Grill with the restaurant. And so I'm going to be just in and out of this California Surf Club and just playing little secret acoustic shows. And then I'll just be everywhere. I'm heading up there soon because tonight's going to be crazy with Duran Duran and Chainsmokers, and like you said, Saturday night Offspring and Slightly Stupid and Ben Harper, and then Sunday's just going to be a classic Sunday afternoon with James Taylor and Sheryl Crow and all the other bands that are playing. But I'll be everywhere I can possibly be, because not just me loving to play music, I'm such a fan. I love watching live music and love watching bands play and different artists. So this is like a dream for me to be right on the beach watching some of my favorite bands play.
Hey, Donovan, we got about a minute and a half to go here before we hit the top of the hour, but I'm curious. You mentioned Ben Harper's playing on Saturday. Any chance we see you jump up on stage with him? You guys are tight. I've seen a lot of collaborations between you guys. Any chance?
Yeah, I don't know. It's always like something that kind of happens in the moment. You know what I mean? It's rarely that you get a phone call ahead of a concert, and I've always had that sort of unspoken rule of you never call somebody and ask. Hey, I know you're going to be in town. I'm in town. Let me set in. You just kind of let it happen naturally. And if it does, it does. It was so crazy. I was at a festival one time and I was watching Ben Harper in the crowd, and he pointed at me and he said, "Dude, get up here, get out of the crowd and get up here and jam." So it's real interesting. Sometimes it happens just on the fly, and those are sort of the best moments when it's not planned.
Donovan, we will see you this weekend. Can't wait. Beach Life, and it starts tonight. It goes through Sunday, and I'm telling you guys right now, if you haven't made your plans, Sunday for James Taylor and Sheryl Crow, that's the night to be there. Donovan, we'll see you up there. Appreciate you, brother.
I can't wait. Go Lakers.
All right. How about that? A Go Lakers at the end. All right. Bergie, you found it. You found the song, and you found the movie.
It was driving me nuts because when I knew he was coming on and I went and listened to his music, I was like, I know this song. Where do I know it? And found it. A Turtle's Tale.
Yep.
Turtle's Tale.
I've seen him a million times. Do it, Lindsay. Let's get to the top of the hour.
We'll see you this weekend at Beach Life Festival. Rich Eisen coming up next on 7:10 a.m. terrestrial. And the Sedano and Kap Morning Show rolls on YouTube and on the Sedano and Kap tile on the ESPN LA app. Final hour of the week coming up next.
Let us go. I guess we'll have to wait until the trade winds blow.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Mother's Day is coming up, and I've been thinking about my mom. I didn't realize how much she did for me back in the day. Listen, she woke me up, made sure I got to school, had breakfast, got fed, right? Picked me up from school, took me to practice and all my activities. I mean, you got to take care of mom. So yeah, Mother's Day matters, and you got to get it right. And the easiest way to do that is Bouqs. Bouqs is short for bouquets. That's Bouqs. And I'm sending mom flowers from the Bouqs company. And I'll get you this, 25% off, so you can send some flowers to mom too. Send a vibrant, happy bouquet or step it up with a monthly subscription to keep some happiness coming month after month. Bouqs is the way to go. It took me 2 minutes, pick the bouquet, set the delivery date, boom, done. And with 25% off, you can grab some for your wife, your aunt, and your grandma too. Mother's Day is May 10th, so don't wait. Go to Bouqs.com. That's Bouqs.com. Promo code ESPN for 25% off. That's Bouqs.com. Promo code ESPN. Bouqs.com. Promo code ESPN.
The Loan Exchange is proud to introduce the Free Closer, a jumbo 30-year fixed loan up to $3 million. With no closing costs, you could save around $40,000 in fees like points and appraisals that many lenders charge on a $2 million loan. Today's 30-year Free Closer rate is 5.875% rate and APR. That makes refinancing simple. The only question is whether it lowers your payment without increasing your balance. And if rates drop again, you can do it again and save even more. Today's 30-year free closer rate is 5.875% rate in APR. If your mortgage rate is over 6%, it's a total no-brainer. Why pay to close a loan when you can exchange it for free at theloanexchange.com? NMLS 1637539. Loan subject to credit approval. See website for licensing information, loan terms and conditions. Equal housing lender. That's theloanexchange.com. Theloanexchange.com to exchange higher payments for lower ones.
Los Angeles, if you missed out on any action this past season, don't make the same mistake. Secure your spot in the Rams house for 2026. Watch every home game next year with big-time matchups against the Bills, Chiefs, Cowboys, and Packers. In addition, enjoy home playoff ticket access, interest-free monthly payment plans, and stadium event pre-sale access. Visit therams.com/2026. Again, that is therams.com/2026. Don't miss out on any of next season's action. Get your Rams season tickets today.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Next time you're at my home away from home, LAX, look up. You'll see the future of travel in action. It's the all-electric Skylink train. It's now testing, and trust me, this is a game changer. What does it take to build a champion? It takes round-the-clock preparation. And soon, Skylink will connect you to the airport terminals, the new rental car center, and LA Metro. From practice to prime time, the LAX Skylink. Fast, free, and built for LA. In testing now to help you skip the traffic later.
Evan Cohen here. In life, as in sports, the pros make it look easy. That's why pro golfers like Jason Day, Ben Griffin, and Patton Kazire trust the pros in lawn care. True Green. They have the experience and expertise to give you a lawn worthy of the PGA Tour. And since True Green does the work for you, you get more free time, or more tee times. So stop stressing over your lawn and start loving it. Sign up now at TrueGreen.com because nobody makes it easier to get a golf course quality lawn than True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour.
Smalls here. What if you could enjoy the flavor of a cocktail without the alcohol? Meet RK Zero Proof, a pioneer in the alcohol-free spirits category that delivers bold taste and a warming sensation, but with zero alcohol, zero sugar, zero carbs, and zero calories. So you can celebrate with friends, unwind after a long day, and wake up tomorrow feeling great. It's all the ritual of a drink without the regret. Discover RK at rkbeverages.com. That's ARKAY beverages.com. RK, the spirit without the alcohol.
The home of the Lakers, and now the home of the Rich Eisen Show. Weekdays 9 a.m. to noon, KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Previously on the Sedano and Kap morning show.
It's Friday, you ain't got no job, and you ain't got shit to do.
Yeah, and as somebody who was younger and who was looking out for Big Bro at the time.
But he was young. He wouldn't know not to get married.
Yeah, what the hell would I have known at 21 years old?
He was dropping Miami Heat everywhere.
But that's my point. Don't you see that if he would have said to me, hey, listen, I'm dropping Miami Heat. You should be dropping Miami Heat. Let's go drop Miami Heat together. You know, let's go be Crockett and Tubbs. You know what I mean? Yeah. Turns out there's a Walmart right in my own neighborhood.
Wow.
They got it all.
Yeah, it's like a grocery store, too.
I was able to buy a sex toy in a Walmart.
The Sedano and Kap morning show is on the air.
The biggest show in ESPN LA history.
A little sabor? Yeah, I don't think people like being called hack.
You're the güero on the radio.
No. Giant Mexican, horn section. And
Did you have me on your show to berate me? Is that what you're doing now?
Give me a freaking break.
Do you want to know how many times I've talked to Rich Paul about LeBron ever?
Oh, my God. I don't know.
I don't know if that was planned, but that was incredible.
Way to dive it out.
I was waiting for an entrance,
That was incredible, Lindsay.
I would say once, and it wasn't even, I jumped into a conversation that someone was asking him about LeBron. Like, it wasn't even me.
Boy, this is ponderous, man. Ponderous.
Scott Kaplan, eat a fat one, bro.
The Sedano and Kap morning show on 710 ESPN.
The all-new ESPN LA app and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
When I'm on vacation, you can talk all the schwanz you want. Right. Midnight in the desert. I'm Art Bell.
We're bigger than U.S. Steel.
Wow, that's crazy.
Bit boy.
Well, you want to woo-woo?
Right now.
monstrous.
Beto, I don't want to eat that.
We did it, Dad. We did it.
You were riding high on the stinger last time.
Oh, big time.
Right, that's right. Of course we were.
This is Pepe Mantilla, your Spanish voice of the Los Angeles Lakers. This is the Sedano and Kap morning show on ESPN LA. Good morning, Scott.
I am a huge, and I mean huge, yacht rock enthusiast.
He hit that one all the way to Palo Alto.
Yeah.
9:02. Quack, quack. There we go. Sedano Kap morning show without Sedano today, without Morales. So as we like to say, when the parents are away, the kids will play. So I'm here in Cleveland. Cappy's in South, and you got Berg and Briones holding it down back at the ranch.
Oh, holding it down in a big way. Big way. Oh,
Cappy
my
is
God.
biting his nails.
Phenomenal.
Oh, my God. I was so disgusting. You guys would be so disgusted by me.
Don't even say it.
No. I just thought Wednesday night I was at the East Central and I was watching the Laker game because I didn't want to go to the game because when we go to the game and we, at least during the regular season, I'm in the ESPN LA suite and I'm there to talk to our partners and I'm there to talk to our team. And I'm not really as zoned in, locked in on the game itself. And usually around like the fourth quarter, I'm like, okay, time to lock in. But I was sitting in the East Central Hotel the other night, biting my fingernails off. And I had like a pile of gross fingernails sitting on the table next to the bed.
Don't need that.
Don't go there.
But I do commend you. I'm trying to move away from it, Linz. Don't worry. I do commend you for not going to the suite and paying attention to the game. That's what people should be doing.
Well, I always have this
feeling. Good for you, Cappy.
Yeah, I always have this feeling like 18,000 people will be in the arena and 18,000 people will see something. But literally millions and millions of other people will be on the outside of the arena, and they'll be watching it on TV. They'll be listening to the broadcast. They'll be watching the replays. They'll listen to the halftime show. And when you get to this point of the season, you want to be able to communicate to what the majority of people got to see. And so that's why these kinds of playoff games, even if I were sitting front row, it wouldn't be the same because you don't hear the broadcast, you don't see the replays. So when it comes to these kinds of games, I'd rather see them on TV.
Yeah, I think the broadcasts are so important too because you're getting insight from guys that played the game or have been in the business for a long time, real ball knowers, right? So you're getting guys that actually know what they're talking about. It helps because they'll point out things that are happening, and exactly if you're sitting courtside, you're only seeing what you want. You're basically following one guy. You're following the ball. You're not following. You're not following the whole story.
Yeah, you don't get those replays. I mean, they may show you a replay on the scoreboard and stuff, but it's just not the same as watching it on TV. So again, 18,000 people in the arena, 18 million people on the outside of the arena. We're talking to the masses. So as Brian Windhorst told me the other day, he goes, "That's a pro's decision to not go to the game, but to rather watch it on TV." And what was interesting is he brought this up that he goes into the arena. And then he winds up sitting in like a press media kind of dining hall where he can watch the games on TVs. And he's not even in the bowl of the arena.
No, yeah, he's in the press room watching because there's other people in there, too. I think that he's not alone in the beat
he
writers.
said he brings the SIG guys with him, too. Like ESPN's got the stats and information group. So he's got like the live stats guys next to him, like pointing out all the cool different stats that they post on like the Slack channels and stuff. So that I would love to experience that. You should shadow him for a playoff game, Cappy.
Yeah, and just let him talk because he has a show that he has to do, and he has to do it at a very, very high level, even way more high level than we do here. And so having all those guys with him, he's doing the right thing, and I think you see other people doing that too.
Can I tell you guys that there's something in my gut, and it's not what you think. There's something in my gut that
issues
makes
going
me
on, rumbling in your tumbly.
Yeah, and listen again, a couple of sips of this coffee from 7 a.m. Bergie, just a couple of sips. I'm not even really drinking the cup of coffee because I'm literally so nervous. I'm so on edge. I'm so vibrating today because of this game coming up tonight. And I'm not going to say this with a lot of conviction. I already know. I can feel myself. There's a part of me that really, really thinks that the Lakers are going to go to Houston and win this game tonight. And why? Why would anybody think that? If you go back to Game 3, Houston, I'm going to put this in quotes, should have won that game.
Yep.
It was a miracle in 30 seconds to have Marcus Smart put up a three ball, get fouled, and then knock down the three free throws. And then it was a miracle to have LeBron knock the ball away from Reed Sheppard, have the ball thrown to him. He doesn't make a clean catch. He bounces it with his right hand. He pushes the ball with his right hand over to Luke Kennard. Kennard doesn't make a clean catch. He doesn't want that shot. He gets it back to LeBron. LeBron gets it, steps back, waits for the defender, and then goes over and drops that three. And it was a complete basketball miracle in Game 3. So the Lakers take that lead, and everybody assumes that the series is toast. And then Houston shows some pride in Game 4, and the Lakers are exhausted in Game 4. Remember, they had to go to overtime. LeBron played the entire overtime period. He played like 45 minutes in Game 3. You could understand him being exhausted in Game 4. Game 5, Houston played an out-of-ordinary sort of statistical game when it comes to their shooting. I mean, that's kind of been the knock on them, that they don't shoot the ball particularly well, and they had a great shooting night in Game 5. I don't know why, with less rest and additional travel, I don't know why I feel good about the Lakers tonight, but it's probably something to do with, look, in the end, this is still a very young Houston team, and without a Fred VanVleet, who's been sitting on the bench all year due to an injury, and without a Kevin Durant, who we now are hearing that we won't see him again the rest of the season, even if Houston moves on.
And we've heard that they're better without him.
Well, that anybody who really knows the game knows that.
If they know ball, they know that they're better without him.
Of course, I guess my thought is that you have all these young kids from Houston, and while last year they had to battle themselves back out of a big hole, they couldn't get it done. And you've got LeBron, and you've got his playoff experience. You've got Marcus Smart, his experience as well. You've got Austin Reeves knowing what people have said about him and his postseason performances. And there's something about LeBron's experience in moments like these that I'm banking on.
So I think
you know what it is? I just want to say really quick, sorry to jump in on here, Bergie, but I think LeBron has got what we like to
heart
call
and soul, fire.
The switch.
Oh, he's got the
switch. You got to flip it on tonight.
I said to Berg when he said, I know a lot of people are killing me for this take about, these being like the most impressive games LeBron has played as a Laker.
They are.
I had said all along during LeBron's Lakers tenure, he's got the switch. And every year he's getting older. And you guys have told me, Lindsay, he may have a switch, but the power is not there. Like, he's running low on his battery. But now I think that he's got even more motivation than ever because he realizes the end is near. And I think that he's got it in him to flip the switch tonight. I think we're getting a switch game.
So I think what it is that it is pure fandom at this point. It's just because we are Laker fans, we believe in them, and the LeBron factor in flipping the switch. But the fact is that because we believe in this team so much, we take everything away, and we say the Lakers are up 3-0. They are the Lakers. They're going to come back. They're going to win this game. In Game 5, I thought if they get it close, they're going to win. They've been amazing this year in those clutch time situations, and they just couldn't get through that clutch time situation on Wednesday, and so that's a little bit of a worry. But I think it's going to be different this time. It's that if they can keep it close, and it's a close game at the end of the game, you fully expect that LeBron flipping that switch or Austin Reeves flipping that switch are going to take care of business when it actually matters.
But you're right, though, Lindsay, about LeBron. I mean, think about it from his perspective right now. Bergie, you're saying this is maybe the most impressive run in LeBron's tenure with the Lakers, but think about what happens if they lose this series. Like, you will have gone in one series from, wow, he changed his role again. He came off the bench after 3 missed games due to injury, and he switched his role from, this is my team, get on my back, to, you two young guys are the future stars, I'll support you guys. And he changed his role from, I'm the number 1 guy, to I'm the number 3 guy. And it was working beautifully until they ran into Oklahoma City. Then, after the injuries to Austin and to Luka, everybody went back to LeBron and went, hey, sorry to do this to you, but we kind of need you to go back to being who you've always been. When Austin was a kid that nobody knew was going to make it into the NBA and Luka was still playing down in Dallas, we need you to put everybody on your back. And LeBron did that for the first 3 games of this series. And since then, he's looked tired. He's looked, to be fair, he's looked 41. He's become a little annoyed at the questions. It's desperation time for LeBron, because the one thing he does not want to be, for all of the statistics that he has, for all of the records that he's set, what he doesn't want to do is at the end of his career be that 160-1. 160 times teams have gotten to a 3-0 lead, and never one time has anybody come back from a 3-0 lead. They've taken it to 7 games, but they've not finished it off. LeBron does not want to be that one, especially at the end of his career.
And it's not, I mean, it's fair, too, that he's tired. Like, it's what he's going through with how he carried them on their back. It totally makes sense. This team is not built for him to be the lead player. It's not built very well. We've talked about roster construction just in general, but it's not built right now for him to be the lead star in all this. It's for Luka Doncic. It's for Austin Reeves. So that's why Austin Reeves has to come back tonight and show, like, okay, I'm going to take the Luka space and put the team on my back and take a little bit off of LeBron, so that when we need him in that clutch time situation in the fourth quarter, when we need him to hit a big time three or go downhill and have a big time jam that he does at 41 years old, he's going to have the energy to do that, because you saw it at the end of the game. That's why when Sheppard stole the ball, he shouldn't have the ball in his hands at that moment. It should be in Austin Reeves' hand to be the facilitator. I know how great LeBron is, but the fact is, at this point, at this age, being as tired as he is, without all the rest, his ball handling skills are not what they were 10 years ago. He is not another space now.
Do you have faith, though, that Austin Reeves can do that?
So that's a really good question. Yes, at this, I would, if he was never injured, if it was a month, if he played the entire month and was playing in the postseason and Luka got hurt, yes, I would have fully. But coming off of his injury, coming off of just playing one game, I'm not. If this was Game 7, I'd have a little bit more, but not as much. But I still do have the faith.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here. You ready?
Yep.
Austin Reeves leading scorer tonight. Austin Reeves scores in the 30s tonight. Lakers win on the back of Austin Reeves tonight.
Love it. Love it. That's exactly what needs to happen.
They need it, yeah. That's what
they
need.
I mean, you got fresh legs. And I said it to you guys the other day. I thought Wednesday night when I looked at him, I'm like, look, this guy's been out for a month. Yes, his shot was a little bit rusty, but guy scored 22 points. And I know that his shooting percentage was very low. But still, to come back after a month, and as he said, you threw me right back into the fire. I didn't get a warm-up game. I didn't get 3 games at the end of the regular season. You threw me into the fire in Game 5, and he still scored 22 points. I say tonight, Austin Reeves, 30-plus, and fresh legs, and Austin Reeves tonight is the star of the game, and the Lakers wind up wrapping this thing up and winning it.
It's just so sad. I really wish we could have seen this entire team together. We talk about I don't want to go in roster construction for next year, but we talk about a lot about what Austin Reeves is in the playoffs and what this team could look like when it's LeBron, AR, and Luka Doncic. And it just stinks that we're going to have to go into an offseason at some point and think, you don't really know what you're going to get from Austin Reeves in a playoff series, because he was bad last year and he didn't play in this year. And you don't know what you're going to get when LeBron and those three are all together, because they were all injured. And so it's going to make this offseason a little bit tougher. It just kind of stinks that we didn't see everybody together.
You're right. But you know what? This is why I'm banking on Austin Reeves. This is I'm going to show you guys what I'm about kind of moment. And if it goes well and he does do what I'm predicting, scores 30-plus, and the Lakers wind up winning, you're going to have a really good feeling about Austin Reeves. If he scores 21 and they lose the game and he's driving to the basket, but he's missing like he did, in Game 5, if he's getting pushed around and bullied, while trying to play some defense.
Rust, or will you say that's just who he is in the playoffs?
No, I mean, listen, what I'm saying is that people will have an opinion about him. And they won't care that he's gone for a month, and they won't give him the grace of he was out for a month and he was rehabbing. He was, as Geeter said, he was doing everything he could do to be a great team guy to get back and help this team. People won't remember that. They'll just remember that he put on a uniform, he went out, and he was either good and they won, or he wasn't as good and they lost. So, again, for me, X's and O's, strategy, coaching, throw it all out the window. It really comes down to, can you find the energy tonight to keep up with this team of young kids on the other side who now have built their confidence and believe what one of their stars said, which is, we're the better team, and we believe it.
Yeah, and it's like what Geeter said before we get to Sam Bony in just a moment to finish up the Kings season. Like Geeter said, there has to be somebody else. It has to be a Luke Kennard game. He has to have another game where he gets 10, 15, 20 points, and he is aggressive with the ball and helping facilitate it, like Austin Reeves. Someone else, whether it's Rui or him or Jackson Hayes or it's really not even DeAndre Ayton, LaRavia, somebody else has to step up, but it's going to fall on LeBron and AR.
No doubt. It's their team.
Yep.
It's their team. Hey, you guys, don't depend on Jake LaRavia. Don't depend on Luke Kennard. Don't depend on DeAndre Ayton.
I don't think anyone's depending on Jake LaRavia to be fair.
No.
Well, what I'm saying is don't even think that he's a contributor. Like, it is about LeBron and Austin Reeves tonight.
All right, so before we get to Sam Bony, I just wanted to remind everybody that if you're injured in an accident, call Jacob. 800-345-6789. That's 800-345-6789. Or call Jacob.com, the official attorney of the Sedano and Kap YouTube Hour.
Oh, and now here we go. Unfortunately, the Kings season came to an end. They went up against the buzzsaw that is the Colorado Avalanche. By the way, I mean, just if you were going to make a basketball comparison to a hockey comparison, you know what's the Lakers wind up winning this series? You know, up next is Oklahoma City. And, they are kind of a comp to what Colorado accomplished this year with all the points that they had. And that's what the Kings were up against when they took on Colorado. And here is Sam Bony to talk to us about the finish of the Kings season. Well, good morning, Sam Bony.
You know, Cappy, it's great to see you. Bergie as well, and Lindsay, I know you're not here, but it's great to see you here. And Cappy, what a nice goodbye you gave.
I'm
to
right
the
here
Kings.
too. Right.
Jorge.
Hola.
And
How could you forget Jorge?
Jorge had the line of the morning, by the way, when he was talking about the Civic Bangers. I do want that hit list.
Dude,
that playlist,
so do I.
The Honda Civic Bangers, and I had a full 18-inch bass bin in the back of my Chevy Blazer back then, all right?
Yeah.
So I went after it also, Jorge. So, yeah, Primo hooked me up as well. I didn't have
the
the lights.
Did he put lights on there?
I didn't have the lights because I didn't want it stolen. Remember, amps were getting stolen
right.
in
All the
people's
time.
cars, right?
Yeah.
So I couldn't have
I
that.
had the Kenwood where you can remove the face.
Yeah,
you
the
had to have
faceplates.
Right.
Everybody, my friends would all take the faceplates off and put it in their glove box.
But wait, remember,
you
besides
walk
the
around
faceplate?
in your pocket with your faceplates, and it was like, you're cool because you have your faceplate.
No, so seriously, Lindsay, it looks like you have like a glasses case.
Yes.
Yes, I know. I did it too.
Yeah.
I had it too.
But remember the previous iteration where there was a little handle underneath the radio and you would pull it out?
The full, yes,
Right.
yes, Cappy. It looked like it really looked like it was being installed. It was the full thing that you had to carry around. I remember it too. Amazing. But Cappy, what a goodbye you had on Monday to the Kings. A really nice farewell to say that, for the Kopi tour, it came to an end and how emotional it was. And I don't know if we have it. Kopi shaking hands with everyone down the line was such a moment to really say goodbye to the Kings for this season, but also say goodbye to that chapter of Kings history. I mean, Drew Doughty's still here, but Kopitar, 20 seasons. And there's a great clip on social media. Kobe was mic'd up for that handshake. Bergie, I don't know how you feel about this. Would you like that in baseball? I know when we were talking to Houston earlier, it brought up those Astros memories. I don't want to talk about that, but how about a handshake? How about a handshake after every series?
Every series? Nah, I don't need that.
No, you don't need it?
No, I don't need that.
Okay.
Like if they're going to go down to San Diego, and then San Diego's they're going to do it after every time they see San Diego.
No. I'm talking about in the playoffs.
In the playoffs.
So if you beat a team, right? Like if you eliminate a team in the playoffs, you shake hands at the end. Kopi has that moment with McKinnon, with Brent Burns. Those are like very special moments there.
Man, just move on. Go down there. Spray the champagne. We don't need to. You can do it after the World Series.
Okay, that's it. Okay,
totally fine with the World Series.
I'm with you on
that.
that.
They teach you the sportsmanship when you're a kid and you go down the line. Good game.
True, but then that gets into sort of participation trophy, right? Like how much do we want? I'm okay with you, Bergie. I think World Series is an ultimate respect, Bergie. Maybe that's the way to do it.
The other ones, we don't need it.
Hockey does it for every series. All right,
but Sam Bony, to your point though, when the Kings season did officially come to an end, and doctor and equipment manager. Literally every person from the Colorado Avalanche organization, or let me say organization,
yes,
everybody wanted to shake his hand,
It was a moment, and you could hear because you said the 3-goal lead, Cappy, everybody in the stands really knew at that point the comeback was not going to happen. And so it became Kopi. They were really chanting for Kopi there. They were saying goodbye, Kopi, in a beautiful way because it wasn't home. It wasn't in Colorado. And so these fans got to say goodbye. He had a moment at the final regular season home game, which was a win against the Oilers, 1-0. He had that moment where it might have been his final game there, and he really took the mic and said goodbye. He didn't want to do that. I think it was right with the handshake. And then he came out for about 12 minutes and spoke to the media and that was really his goodbye because today is the final exit interview. Ken Holland is speaking at 1 o'clock. They had exit interviews on Wednesday. Kobe wasn't there for that. His goodbye was truly on Sunday to everybody, and it was amazing. I just want to make one point because you mentioned a comeback, Cappy, and the 3-0 deficit in this series. I just want to say, so we're talking all about the Lakers and the 3-0 comeback and the fact that it's now to Game 6. The NHL has had 4 comebacks from an 0-3 deficit.
The Kings were one of them.
Exactly, Greg. I just wanted to give credit to Los Angeles. We've been on the right end of this history also. If we end up on the terrible end with the Lakers here, I just want to say in 2014, the Kings came back from 0-3 in the first round against San Jose. And guess what they did that season? They won their second Stanley Cup. So they beat the Sharks in 7 games, back from an 0-3 deficit. It does happen. And this season already, we had a team that was down 0-3, the Penguins. They forced a Game 6, but lost in overtime in Game 6 in Philadelphia. And
what a game that was, by the way, man. That game, I mean, was 0-0 forever.
Yeah, you're watching everything. You're watching games, hockey games from out of state. What's going on here?
I mean, listen, my
watching
son,
watching the Flyers.
Bergie, my son is a crazy Pittsburgh Penguins hockey fan.
Oh, okay.
And I'll say to him, hey, you want to go do something? He's like, no, man, the Penguins are playing. I'm like, it's 4:00 in the afternoon. So I find myself watching the Penguins. But there was a time in my life, by the way, when Mario Lemieux and Jaromir Jagr and the Penguins, this is in like the early 90s, where the Penguins were, Stanley Cup type team almost every year, and that city would go absolutely nuts. So I was there for a lot of that.
And you know what? Another one, just to say it, we mentioned the Penguins. The Flyers is the team that beat them. The Flyers are another team that came back from an 0-3 deficit. That was in 2010. They came back from 0-3 against the Bruins. So those are the 2 most recent ones that we've seen.
Yeah, so let's get back to the Kings for just a moment.
Yes.
So Kopitar, done. He's the C. He's going to get a statue outside of Crypto.com at some point because of how amazing he was as a King. So where does it go to now? Where does the C go to? Does it go to Doughty?
It's really interesting.
To Kempe?
Kempe could be one also, Greg. And I think there is some conversation internally about what this is going to be. It's not that obvious. Kempe is going to be the guy that sort of carries the torch, but you've got Doughty, who's still a piece of that magic in those 2 Stanley Cup runs. Doughty was asked. It wasn't that the Kings said anything. There's no news. Doughty was simply asked at exit interviews what it would mean, and he simply said, it would mean the world to me to wear that captain's C, especially after Kopitar, of course. Doughty's got $11 million that he's not walking away from, so a lot of Kings fans have said Doughty's play wasn't up to the level this season. He's definitely coming back for that $11 million. I think we all would. So he's going to play this season. He's an unrestricted free agent after that. I say Doughty comes back for this season. Where's the C? That's probably the right move, I would say. Bert.
And then retires after that, or does he try to continue to keep playing? Because he's battled some injuries and getting up there in age. So
it's really interesting, Bergie, that you asked that. A lot of guys end up wanting to sort of go home, and a lot of guys think that Toronto is sort of this mecca to go back to. A lot of guys end up retiring, having a season in Toronto. I could see that he tests the free agent market. I don't see the Kings giving him a significant amount after next season. He could end up going, though, to a Toronto or one of these cities that really represents Montreal, maybe. I could see that if somebody wants him and they're going to give him the money. But I say the cleanest, of course, would be Doughty plays next season, has his sort of Doughty tour, whatever you want, and retires from there. And that would be it. That would be really beautiful. The other thing that you bring up, though, Bergie, is who takes over for Kopi? Forget about the captaincy. How about your number 1 center?
Right.
You really got to fill. That's a massive spot when it comes to faceoffs. And I would say, I don't know how you feel about it, and we talked about this to start the season, and Bergie and Kapioski, but Quentin Byfield is sort of the guy that everyone's tabbed to take over as the number 1 center for this team. There's still questions for some people over whether or not he should or could be that guy. I say without question, QB proved it in the playoffs and in the final month of the season.
Yeah, I would say that in the last few weeks of the season, he may have been really the best player on the ice. Byfield. And so, he certainly would be in line to get that opportunity. I guess my question really, though, is this. And I would think that this is really the Kings' question. When you look at what the Kings did this year and how they had to struggle to get themselves into the postseason, and yes, there were injuries that from the Olympics that impacted this team, but they did make a great trade for the bread man.
Oh, absolutely.
So, when you think about it, like if you're the Lakers, you have to now look at Oklahoma City and go, how can we ever get to their level? If you're the Kings, you have to look at the Avalanche and say, how can we ever possibly get to their level? Because they played a bunch this year. And frankly, like just being honest, the Kings just were outclassed, and the numbers would tell us that, don't you think, Sam Bony?
Well, the numbers are really ugly. If you want to hear this one, as far as a team owning another team in a season, 7 games total, including the playoffs that the Kings and Avalanche played. Obviously, the Kings won none of those games, so 7-0 for the Avalanche. There's 427 minutes because there was about 7 minutes of overtime in Game 2. 427 minutes of that series. The Kings led that series in the 427 minutes, 2.5 of those minutes. That's it. Game 2, they had a 1-0 lead. They lost it in 2.5 minutes. That's it. That's all they have. So that's a wide gap. The good news is the Kings made the playoffs to tell Kobe, goodbye in a very classy way. But getting swept tells you you're not on that level. So there will be changes. But if you look at Fiala, Laferriere, Byfield, Kempe, and you've got 2 seasons of Panarin at $11 million as well, you're building around that. That's not a rebuild. If you have Panarin and you're committing to that money, you're going for it. And with Fiala healthy and Byfield sliding up to number 1, this team can contend, and this will absolutely be a season of wanting to and thinking you're a playoff team and a real contender in this league. So I say they're set up for it with Panarin. They have set up for the future. They'll make a few tweaks. They'll have to get another center, but this is what it's going to be. And before I leave, I'll just leave you both with this question. How do we feel? Last night, the Ducks beat the Oilers. Yeah. So there's sort of like a happiness to the Oilers not moving on, just like the Kings aren't moving on since that's been the nemesis. But we know that the real nemesis of the Kings might be the Ducks. What's the pick your poison there on Ducks moving on and being the team that after you couldn't for 4 seasons actually beat McDavid and Draisaitl? Now the Ducks do it in 6 games, and now the Ducks are moving on to the next round.
Ducks lose in the next round. That's all I want. I don't care about anything else. They can lose in the next round.
It's funny you say that, Bergie, because you know that if we were talking Lakers Clippers, I'd be like, I want bad for the Clippers.
Right.
But when we're talking Kings Ducks, I'm like, I kind of like the Ducks uniforms. I like that bright orange.
The Anaheim Ducks. They're the Dusty May.
I don't have any problem with the Ducks.
Bergie's using my shootout voice. Bergie's using my
shootout
voice.
It's Cappy's.
It's
the Dusty May.
It's Cappy's. The Dusty May.
Right, because when you have a tough guy like Mick Cronin,
yes,
he sounds mean. But Dusty May just sounds lovely.
Dusty May. By the way,
Anaheim Ducks.
Timo had a great. Timo Solani was there in the building last night with a beautiful orange jacket. I
love
that.
Timo.
Yeah, so that was a great one to see. But thank you guys so much all season.
Great
this has
season,
been
man.
Absolutely beautiful. What a send off to the Kobe tour.
Thanks, Sam Bony.
Privileged to be a part of it and enjoy and go Lakers tonight. Let's hope for not a Game 7 on Sunday.
Exactly. Sam Batesh, a.k.a. Sam Bony. Phenomenal season of Kings hockey talk here on Sedano and Kap. And as we come back here in the 9 o'clock YouTube hour, let's get ready for the Lindsay segment.
Mason and Ireland, the OGs of LA sports talk.
Plea to you people that don't like LeBron, and I know you're out there. Put your hate aside for a couple of weeks because you are missing out on this guy taking our team on a ride that is so fun. What LeBron is basically saying is, I'm going to put the team on my back, and I'm going to carry them over the hill.
Mason and Ireland, weekdays at noon on 710 ESPN, the ESPN LA app, and on YouTube.
Purple and gold playoff energy.
It wasn't the ending the purple and gold wanted. Game 5 slips away at home.
And the Lakers go down to the Rockets, forcing Game 6 Friday night in Houston.
The LakeShow still hold the edge. And now, another shot to finish the job. Lakers-Rockets Game 6 from Houston. Coverage begins today at 5 p.m.
The Lakers postseason push happens right here on 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
It's DeMarco Farr and Travis Rogers for your afternoon drive.
Wait a minute. You can't call me Baby Whale.
I've been calling you Baby Whale for 2 days on this radio.
I will not answer to Baby Whale from you.
You don't answer to me most of the time.
Only certain people can call me Baby Whale.
Why?
You're not, because that's like a family nickname. Like we played together. I won't answer.
What if I call you Sexy Whale?
I really won't answer you.
DeMarco and Travis have taken over Afternoon Drive. Weekdays starting at 3 p.m. on 710 ESPN. Mornings on ESPN LA will never be the same.
I haven't decided if I'm going to coffee up or if it's time for me to whip.
No, don't do that, Cappy.
Sedano and Kap have taken over Morning Drive.
Cappy,
Okay,
don't do the semantic stuff with me.
Well,
back to the guys.
If you smell what the Rock is cooking.
Sedano and Kap Morning Show. 9:32, and for the Lindsay segment, we like to play a TV theme or a wrestling theme, and who doesn't know this one? It's The Rock, of course. Happy birthday to Dwayne The Rock Johnson. How old do you think he is, Cappy?
I would say Dwayne is probably 54-ish.
How did you knew that?
No. The only reason I know that is because he was at the University of Miami playing football when I was at Pitt playing football. And he was not like the star defensive tackle, but obviously kind of knew who he was and obviously followed his entire career and just kind of knew that we were pretty much about the same age. Did you see him, by the way, yesterday, Lindsay? Did you see there was a video? I think it was on TMZ.
Got pulled over?
He got pulled over at a gas station.
No.
Yeah.
No, what happened?
I don't know. He got pulled over for some traffic violation, and then they got him.
I think his windows were too dark.
Is that really what it was about?
That's what I read, but I don't know if it's a legit account or not. But I read something about the tinted windows.
Yeah, and the officer pulled him over, and he had to get out of his car to like go into his back seat to get his purse. And when I say purse, look, I carry a purse. Right? I got one of those things that I cross over my chest, and I look like Jack Bauer in 24.
You have a fanny pack, Cappy.
No, it's not a fanny pack.
It's a fanny pack.
No,
Cap
a fanny
has a
pack.
purse.
No, a fanny pack goes around your waist.
I think you're just putting it over your body, but it's still
No.
it
It cannot be around the waist, Bergie. I promise you, cannot be.
It cannot make it around your waist.
Well, first of all, yes, I'm too fat. Number two, it's got a diagonal sort of thing.
Oh, so it actually is diagonal.
Yes.
Prove it. Send us a picture.
Prove it.
It is a backpack, much more so.
So The Rock had a big man purse.
So his purse is, but his doesn't even have like the one that goes around your waist that you could wear it like that, and it doesn't have the crisscross thing. It's literally a purse, and
That's
he took
fine.
it out, got his license, and then the cop was like, "Yo, get back in the car," and that's
He's
kind of
The
where I
Rock.
stopped watching the video.
You know what's funny about him is people like my nephew who are, he's 15. They don't know him as a wrestler. A lot of younger people don't even know he was ever a wrestler. They just know him as the actor. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I mean,
I only knew him as the actor. I mean, I knew he wrestled, but I just knew him as the actor. I didn't know him as the wrestler.
Listen,
a lot of
how
people
about
just know him as Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah, there are people that know Keith Hernandez, the former Met. They only know him from one episode of Seinfeld.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
I mean, it's pretty
spitter.
crazy. Okay, you see this right here? Now they're putting up a picture here of my man purse. It's not exactly my man purse.
Nothing wrong with that. If
mine's
you got a
more
lot
like
of
a
stuff,
backpack.
whatever.
Oh, you have
live
no
your
idea how
life.
much crap is in my bag.
Live your life.
It's so stupid.
You're using Zach Galifianakis.
Yeah. Come on, guys. Really? Why's it got to be like
With
that?
the satchel. Remember?
With a satchel. It's a satchel.
Next time you're in Cappy, we got to do like what's in Cappy's man purse.
you don't even
Oh, no.
Look, here it is.
Do we want to see what that? He goes to Walmart, Lindsay.
Look at the size of this thing.
Point.
Look at this
got
thing. Look at the
batteries.
size of this.
Batteries.
This is ridiculous how much crap I carry in here.
All right, so on Monday, we're going to do that for the Lindsay segment. What's in Cappy's purse?
Oh, my God. You don't want to see. There are certain things in here that I probably shouldn't let people know that are.
Really?
Oh, see?
Oh,
You bought it at Walmart.
It is a big, I guess, backpack. Sure.
And it probably
we can call
weighs
it
like 10
backpack.
pounds, this thing. It's really not.
I don't even have that much stuff in my purse.
Oh, yeah. And then I carry this just in case.
We
You
got to
know.
get you a Fucci one, Not
What's
a
a
Yeah.
Fuji?
Not a
Oh,
Gucci.
not a
but
Gucci, a Fuji.
Gucci.
I carry my badge in here just in case I ever get
Oh,
in
no.
there.
Are you that guy when you get pulled over, you hand that over with your license?
Yeah,
No.
I'm like, wait, you guys need my license? Oh, here it is. It's here with my badge,
I mean,
officer.
honestly, are we surprised that Cappy has this?
No.
Like, if,
no way.
If anybody
You know what's
at
funny?
this place has that badge.
You know what's funny is one of my best friends, his dad was like a detective around Cleveland, and growing up, he always gave me these cards, those badge courtesy cards, whatever. And he gave it to me, but he said, well, you got to be careful who you flash this to, because some guys, they just get annoyed by it because, you have like entitlement. And he was like, because they want to know your relationship to them. And so if you just say, like, he's my uncle or whatever, then that takes care of it. But if you say he's a family friend, a lot of times they'll roll their eyes at you. And I was like, oh, good to know.
I've yet to use it.
Really? Never?
Yeah, never used it.
Okay.
Yeah.
By the way, the Lindsay segment is brought to you by Hernandez Wholesale Flooring. If you're in the market for flooring, shop at Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, where every day is a deal, no gimmicks. Call 866-62-FLOOR or go to HernandezWholesaleFlooring.net. No sale beats wholesale. Sucka.
Homeboy.
Sam Pine says hi, by the way. He's here in Cleveland.
Oh,
Hey, hola,
yeah,
buenos
Shmuley-
días.
Hey,
Shmuley
SFP.
Pines.
Buenos
He was
días.
like dancing around behind me on the camera. I was like, Sam, we're in a break. Like, so, he's like, can't they see me? And I was like, no, they can't see you unless you're on. But he said hello to everybody. All right, guys. So for the Lindsay segment, so tomorrow is the Kentucky Derby. Mm-hmm. And Cappy, do any of you guys ever place bets on that? I know, Cappy, you've got your racehorses, have not made it to that stage yet, but I'm sure you got some bets going, right?
I actually very rarely bet the Kentucky Derby, and here's why. So the Kentucky Derby at a full field is 20 horses. And there's a lot of stats that tell you that the horses on the rail, so somebody who would be in the number 1 slot, has a very hard time because they kind of get pushed in. And then because it's a longer race, the horses that are out in the outside, 19, 20, they have a hard time because they've got to run right to the front and try and get to the rail. It's a very complicated race to bet because of the number of horses. These are 3-year-olds. You can look back at all of their past performances and say, well, this guy won the Arkansas Derby or this guy won the Florida Derby. And you can look at all their numbers and go, this is clearly the favorite. But listen, there was a horse several years back called Mind That Bird. 50-1 long shot. Went up the rail and took it home. So the weird things happen in a race like this when you have 3-year-old horses and you have a massive full field. And then throw in sometimes it can get rainy and muddy. So, yeah, I don't usually bet the Kentucky Derby.
So two things for me real fast, Lindsay. That was some of the best analysis of horse racing I may have ever heard. And
I was just going to say.
And it fully makes sense. But also, that's better than your Laker analysis. That was so good. It was so in-depth. Instead of like, Kevin Durant's the best. They're better without Kevin Durant. You're giving us like actual data about horse racing.
Happy loves his data.
Right.
I was going to say that is way more like that I just learned about horse racing than I ever needed to know.
I never thought about like the inside track and the outside track and the 3 years old instead of a 2-year-old
and the weather into it.
Right, it was amazing. The only time I ever have bet on the Kentucky Derby, I was with Cappy. I went down to for a Kentucky Derby party at what's the bar that we went to, Cap?
We went to a bar called Monarch.
Monarch. So we went down there and was just drinking, having a good time. And I bet on the races inside there, which I don't know if you're allowed to do.
No, you were using your phone, as I recall.
You're right. You're right. It was on my phone because we were doing it with you and with Rachel. So that was a lot of fun. That was the only time I ever bet on the Kentucky Derby, and I had no idea what I was doing. I just said that one.
I don't have a strong feeling about this race. In fact,
okay, well, I don't even care about the Kentucky Derby. I just wanted to use it as a tie-in to play this game.
I don't need more analysis.
Yeah, we're done. We've moved on from that.
He had the inside track, and usually they get tired there.
Yeah.
So I came up with a game here. We played it once on Mason and Ireland a long time ago, and I would like you guys to play it real quick for me here during the Lindsay segment. It is called EDM Artist or Racehorse.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you a name, and you're going to guess, is that an EDM artist or is that a racehorse? And I got 10 of these, so whoever gets the most wins, okay?
All right.
All right.
Is the
so,
name of the buzzer or are you going around the...
I'll go around.
All right.
Go around. All right, number 1. We'll start, Cappy. We'll start with you, okay? The name of the item is 20 Fingers. Is that an EDM artist or a racehorse?
I'm going to go with EDM.
All right. Berg, what do you think?
I'm going to go with racehorse.
All right. And Briones?
Yeah, it's a horse.
The horse?
The horse.
I know I didn't have that on my hotkeys today. The horse. It is actually an EDM artist. Cappy gets that one right. Good job, Cappy.
The horse.
Never heard of the horse or the EDM artist.
Yeah, she sings that song that goes, little, teeny, weeny, little, short man.
Oh, really?
That song.
I
Yeah.
haven't heard that song in so long.
Short
man.
Yeah. So number 2, we'll start with you, Berg. Yeats. Is Yeats a racehorse or an EDM artist? Yeats.
The horse.
I'm going horse.
All right, Briones.
Yeah, it is a horse.
Cappy?
Briones sounds too confident. I'm going EDM.
It's a horse.
It's a horse.
Told you, Cappy.
All right,
Nice.
so one for each of you guys. Number 3, Cool Boy. Briones, is that a racehorse or an EDM artist?
That is a horse.
All right, Cappy.
EDM artist.
Berg?
Horse.
It is a horse.
Damn.
All right, so
Okay.
Briones and Berg
Whoopie-doo.
have 2. Cappy has 1. Next one here, Stormcat. Stormcat. Cap, is that a racehorse or an EDM artist?
Stormcat. I'll go horse.
All right, Berg.
EDM artist.
And Briones.
Yeah, Civic Banger. EDM artist.
It's a horse.
Or la-di-da.
All right, Briones has 3, and Berg and Cap have 2. Next one, Chocolate Puma. Berg, is that an EDM artist or is that a racehorse? Chocolate Puma.
That is a EDM artist.
All right, and Briones?
That's a horse.
Cappy?
I'm going EDM.
EDM is correct. You guys
Fuck
all
yourself.
have 3. Let's make this one the last one, okay?
Okay.
The last one is Black Caviar. Is that a racehorse or an EDM artist?
Oh.
Berg?
EDM artist.
Okay, Brunus?
That's a horse.
And Cappy? Black
caviar?
He's Googling. He's taking
I'm
forever.
not
He's
Googling. I'm not Googling. But I'm just trying to, because you have literally answered horse every single answer, Briones. Every answer.
Well, that was my strategy here.
I know. And
He was going to get one right.
And I was going EDM for every single answer. So you know what? Screw it. I'll go EDM.
It is a racehorse.
yeah.
Briones wins.
Yes.
Good job.
Nice
Black
job,
caviar.
Briones, on a Friday.
Can you give us
You
some
needed the win.
analysis on that, Cappy?
Yes, I can, as a matter of fact. Just by the way, I want to just say that I don't have a pick in this Kentucky Derby, but remember the story earlier this week about the trainer who laughed so hard that he had a seizure because of the kid from the Giants, the kicker, who didn't kick the ball. He laughed so hard that he went to the hospital with a seizure, and they found a tennis ball-sized brain tumor, and he said that his life was saved because he laughed so hard. His horse, that trainer, his horse is called Further Ado, and he's in the 18 slot, and he's 6-1. So he's considered one of the favorites in the Kentucky Derby. Further Ado.
Did you find out if Koo is going to go take him up on his offer and take the tickets?
That I did not find out. But that was a lovely offer.
It was a lovely offer.
I hope he goes. And then last thing really quick here before we end the week on the Lindsay segment. So last night, I was able to get out of the house and go check out the Michael biopic.
How was it? Was it good?
It was good. It was very good.
It was good.
It was actually very good. I was surprised because one of my best friends was like, oh, let's go see it. You know, either way. You know, what's crazy? Mike Myers is in it. And I had no idea that he was in it. And when he showed up on screen, I was like, who is that? Oh, my God. It took me like 5 minutes to figure it out, but it was Mike Myers. He looks very different.
Was he trying to be funny?
He was kind of funny. He was a CBS executive that dealt with Michael throughout his career. And then also Miles Teller looks exactly like a young John Cusack in this movie. It's unbelievable. I thought at first that it was John Cusack, and they CGI'd him to look young because he looks so much like him. It's crazy. But anyway, all the critics that said it was terrible, there wasn't much of a storyline, but it was good. And there was the dancing and the music, because it was all Michael's music. And his nephew who played him did an amazing job acting as him. So I thought it was pretty good.
Lindsay, I'm gonna see the movie, so I don't really care if you tell me that. But how does it end? And the reason I ask is for this. My thought would be that there's so much more to Michael's story that maybe this is like installment number 1. How did it end?
It ends with him on the Bad tour, and it says something like his career has just begun, or his career this is just the beginning of his stardom, or something like that. Mm-hmm. And so everything I've heard all week is that there is going to be a sequel. I know that a lot of people, myself included, were critical of the fact that they didn't address literally any of the controversial parts of his life. Also, there was no mention whatsoever of Janet. She just didn't exist. It's like she wasn't even there, which I thought was
LaToya
weird.
mentioned?
Yeah, she was in it a lot, quite a bit.
Oh, really?
She's one of the executive producers on it.
Oh.
Maybe she
wrote her sister out.
Well, I guess she just didn't want to participate in it, but I still think it was really weird that they didn't even mention her existence. It was like she was never born. So that was weird. However, they could not have made this movie without the permission of the estate, because it was all about the music. Mm-hmm. And just from the opening scene, it's Michael singing, and it's all genuinely his music, his tracks. They showed the Thriller video and how they shot it, and I came away from it thinking that Michael Jackson seemed, if this is accurate, he seems like a very, I feel bad for him, and I feel like he's a very, there's a side of him that a lot of people obviously didn't see because he wanted to be that way. He wanted to be private, he wanted to be mysterious, and yeah, you should go check it out, because I thought it was pretty good.
But even if there is a sequel to it, how can you expect his nephew to play that role? Of all the controversies that went around, you're going to ask his nephew to play that? It seems odd to me.
That's a good question, but I think you have to. I guess that originally they did shoot scenes for the controversy where he had those allegations, and
really,
I guess they originally shot it, and then they ended up having, which is why this movie took so long to come out. They had to reshoot the last third of the movie because the estate was like, you know what, we don't like this, we don't want this in there because it's gonna ruin his legacy, whatever the case may be. They took that part out And I guess the way that it was framed, though, was very like he was a victim of exploitation. And at the end of the day, who really knows? You know, he was never found guilty of anything, so who knows?
Used to love when Chris Rock would talk about Michael Jackson showing up to court dressed like he's Captain Crunch. And I was like, oh, that is a great line. Freaking great. I love Chris Rock. Hey, by the way, Lindsay, just since you brought up the Kentucky Derby, I'm watching on CNBC right now.
Great.
Mike Tirico is at the Kentucky Derby. And Mike, you think about Mike Tirico's year, from the Super Bowl to the Olympics to the NBA playoffs to the Kentucky Derby, there is nobody in sports media doing more right now than Mike Tirico. Congratulations, Mike.
Good
That's
for
cool,
him.
man.
That's awesome.
He does a great job.
Yep, he sure does.
Do you guys have the Don't Sweat the Small Stuff calendar back there?
I don't think we do. I can go get it from another office. You guys vamp.
Oh, yeah?
For a moment. So Cappy, I think that even though, guess how much it costs to see a movie here at this newer theater as like a promotional price?
I will guess $20.
$10.
Oh, wait, $10.
$10, yep, because there's a newer, I guess it's like one of the smaller movie theaters, and they flipped one of the old ones, and they recently opened it, and it was $10.
Wow.
Which was crazy.
That is
$10.
Hey, listen, everything is so expensive now, and like we always look at gas prices, and because somebody sent me a message today on Instagram, they're like, dude, gas prices in LA $9. I'm like, no, stop. Like take a picture and send it to me, because I have a very hard time believing that. But everything is so damn expensive. My son and I went out last night to just grab a dinner, and at a very mid-range takeout kind of a place. And for the two of us for dinner last night, and I didn't think we went over the top. We just ordered regular entrees. Dude, it was $60. You know, now does that sound like a lot of money to everybody? It does to me.
Kind of does
to me.
So there's expensive now, man.
So there's this movie, a K-pop, the Demon Hunters or whatever it is. My daughter's
going up.
Yeah. So my daughter's into it, right? So McDonald's has these Happy Meals for them, right? So I go to McDonald's and I get 2 of those Happy Meals, and dude, it was like almost $40
for 2 Happy. That's it. Two Happy Meals.
Yeah, I was like almost. It was
What?
like $30-something for like 2 of those special.
That's insane.
Meals. I was like, oh man, like this is can I get just out of McFlurry? Let's round it off to 40, 45. You know what I'm saying?
crazy.
Like, let me get something sweet out of it.
Give me my dollar menu back.
And I will. Well, you know, I did see a commercial recently for McDonald's where I think that 2 double cheeseburgers were like $5.
Yeah.
And it was like, hey, go to the under $3 menu.
Yes, I made the same comment.
Under
I said
$3.
it's no longer the dollar menu; it's the under $3 menu.
Yeah,
that's
right.
crazy.
I know everything has just gotten so out of control, expensive right now. And look, gas prices are obviously the one thing that we all see. But I'm telling you right now, go to the grocery store, and then decide: is it cheaper? Is it cheaper to eat out, or is it cheaper to go to the grocery store and do all the work yourself?
It's crazy. And don't order food. Ordering food is even more expensive. Just for 2 entrees, it costs like $40-50.
Oh yeah, and then the other day I was with some guy, and he's a pretty successful guy, and we went into a place, and he they asked for the tip, and he put 15%, and I'm always a 20% tip person just because I think that's kind of what standard is, but I'm like, wait a second, if he's tipping less than I tip, and this guy got money, why am I tipping at 20%? So I kind of feel bad for the workers now, because as the prices go up, I think people's tips might go down.
Probably.
A little bit.
Inflation, my man. Inflation.
Yep.
All right. Do you want to do the Don't Sweat the Small Stuff calendar?
Yeah, let's finish things strong.
This is for Friday, May 1st. Stay focused in the now. A focused mind is more relaxed, creative, and efficient than one that is scattered. Being in the moment has far more to do with what's going on in your mind than on what's going on in your office. There will always be external distractions, phone calls, interruptions, appointments, and so forth. The key is how quickly you can bring your attention back to what you are doing, going from one thing to the next and back again.
Well done, Bergie.
Yeah. Stay focused in the now, Cappy.
I'm going to try and do that. I really am. I'm going to try to stay focused in the now.
Live in the now. What's that from?
I don't know. But
I
can't.
Turtle Tail.
Turtle Tails. Right.
where it's from.
That's where the Donovan Frankenreiter song came from. Exactly right.
Absolutely. You got Don't Sweat the Small Stuff? Or not Don't Sweat, the Dealer's Choice?
Yeah. Dealer's Choice Real Deal is brought to us by Seller's Advantage. If you want to sell your house before you call an agent, call Seller's Advantage. They buy your house with an as-is competitive cash offer. You never need to make repairs. That's what I always tell everybody. It's like, dude, you don't want to spend money. to go sell your house. So don't worry about it because Seller's Advantage will buy your house as is. Call them 888-390-AS-IS for a no-obligation offer or visit sellersadvantage.com. Providence Realty, DRE number 019-15212. Hey, this is a message for everybody. I have two things I want to talk about. The first one is this. I always tell people, no matter what you're going through in your life, and listen, everybody faces hard times, Daddy. There's no doubt about it. Everybody faces hard times. Whatever your number one issue is in your life right now, a year from now, that's probably not going to be your number one issue. In other words, whatever's bothering you today, a year from now, you're going to look back on it and go, okay, well, that was just another speed bump along the way in life. And if you have something going on and you're kind of feeling like, man, this is the worst, I don't know what to do, gosh, I can't do it anymore, just know this. There's always somebody out there who's got it worse than you. Let me give you an example. Guys, I have a friend of mine who got into a car accident. A pretty bad car accident, as a matter of fact. And he was taken to the hospital. And who knew if he was going to make it? He's laying there in this bed, completely in a coma and brain damage, and they don't know what the hell's going to happen to this guy, right? But he's got his family around him, and he's got love, and his wife, and his kids, and he's got friends, and everybody's sending him positive vibes, and people are sending prayers, and you just hope that this guy is going to wake up out of this coma. Well, here's what happened. His wife and his children had his phone because, you know, people are texting and people are trying to get a hold of him. And they're like answering texts. Hey, you know, he got into an accident, you know. And here's what they found out. They love this guy. He's the patriarch of their family. He's a great guy. You know what the thing is? They were praying for him to wake up. They were hoping he was going to get better. And then they found out he'd been living a double life.
Oh, no.
And he was having an affair with another woman. And she's texting him and blowing him up on the phone. And they're not snooping around in his phone. They're just holding on to his phone because that's what people do when somebody gets hurt in a bad accident. Where this guy, so here's my point. I mean, I'm using him as an example, unfortunately. Whatever you're going through in your life, just know this. There is somebody out there who's going through way, way, way worse than what you're going through. This brother thought he got into this accident. He got brain damage. They're hoping he wakes up. He eventually does wake up, only to have his wife standing over him going, I was here to take care of you until I found out you were cheating on me. So now you can move out of the house. You can give that to me. Your kids are all pissed at you. And even though the guy's starting to come together again, now his whole life is destroyed.
Oh, my goodness.
So
what a way to wake up from a coma.
Oh, my God. Can you imagine?
Hey, it's your fault, buddy. You did it to yourself.
100%.
Totally
no doubt
on
about
him.
it. But all I'm trying to say to you is this, is that I know it sucks to think, you know what? This is hard, man. Oh, my God, this sucks. I'm going through something right now. But all you got to do is think about this. It could be a whole lot worse. You could be in a bad accident, have brain damage, finally show up out of a coma with your wife standing over you with your phone going, you've been cheating on me this whole time. I've been sitting in this hospital. I've been trying to nurse you back to health. I couldn't wait to hopefully keep you alive. And what we find out is you've been cheating on me. So whatever your problems are today, and I know everybody got real life problems, just know there are some people out there that might actually have it even worse.
Sometimes
don't
it's better
be a
to
scumbag.
Don't be a scabozo.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need two phones. You know what I mean? Like don't have the one phone that's gonna get you in that trouble.
Or he could have woken up and be like, who are you?
Yeah, right.
Who are you? And who's everybody?
Amnesia.
I don't remember.
By the way, guys, before we go, don't forget that you need to listen to DeMarco and Travis for your chance to win 2 VIP tickets to Pechanga Resort Casino's Sushi and Sake Food Festival on May 2nd. When you hear the cue, call in for your chance to answer a trivia question on air and win. Enjoy early entry, amazing food, drinks, and live entertainment. So listen today to DeMarco and Travis for your chance to win.
Hey, just one last thing. Tonight, I know a lot of people have been listening to us for the last month or so, and they're coming out to Beach Life tonight. If you happen to catch up to us, come say hello.
Hey, wait, there's Sam. Let me grab him so you can say hi. Hang on.
Oh, good. Let's hug it out a little bit. Be up in Redondo, and so looking forward to seeing people, because last year I met a lot of 710 listeners. Shout out to Mandy, who came up last year, and we had a great time. And so shout out to Alan and to Donovan, who was on earlier, and to all the artists that are coming into town, and for all the people that are going to be there tonight.
Fingers crossed, Cappy. Fingers crossed that I get to see you.
Oh, it's going to happen. But I'll tell you this right now. I may not make it, though, tonight, because I'm telling you this right now. This Laker game's at 6:30, and that is the top priority. There's Sam Pines.
Hey,
Look
SFP.
at Sam Pines.
Look at that.
What's going on, man? Sam Pines. Hi, Sammy.
How are you guys?
We're doing great, man. We're getting ready to wrap up the show. You got anything you want to share with everybody?
No, I think show sounds, looks great. I think my Uber Eats might be calling me.
Ooh, what'd you get? Did you get an acai bowl?
Hey, can you answer? It might just be outside. No, I just got like a little salad or something. Lindsay
Yeah,
was
Bergie, don't
great.
forget
She
it's already like 1 o'clock in Cleveland, you
Yeah.
know?
Right, well,
It's
acai
like-
bowl is good anytime, really.
That's true. That is true.
I guess what went on the show today that I missed?
Oh, let's see. You missed Gerry McGee talking about the Lakers.
Nice.
You missed our man in Houston earlier in the day who was kind of breaking down the Rockets side of all of these kinds of things. And that was pretty good.
Cappy's
That's Adam Clanton.
Cappy's full breakdown of the Kentucky Derby.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you
So,
missed my...
that was
Sam,
so good.
you missed
This was
real
incredible.
analysis?
Yeah, Sam, if you've ever listened to Cappy's basketball takes and you think, okay, those are pretty surface level, listen to him talk about the Kentucky Derby and how horse racing works. He gets into everything that there is. He's talking on the inside track, the outside track, whether you're 3 years old or 2 years old. It was amazing.
So are there things I should be betting?
Well, hey, Sam, listen, I will throw you an opportunity. Maybe you should join the Great Friends Stables this summer. Come on, man. Throw some money in, baby. Let's see if we can lose your money in horse racing.
Wow, this was an expensive pop-on.
It really was.
He also wants to tell you about Sided real fast after this.
Oh, no, that's a whole different deal. That's a whole different world.
That's a different one.
Hey, Sam, if the Lakers lose by chance tonight, do we see you in L.A. on Sunday for the Laker game?
Can we delay it till Tuesday, maybe?
Well,
they're not going to lose.
No, they're going to win tonight.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the win.
Lakers are going to win tonight. That's going to wrap it up. That's going to do it. That's the way to do it. Is you end with the boss, Sam Pines in Cleveland. Bergie, Lakers win tonight. Austin Reeves goes 30+.
Go LakeShow. I'm with you. Thanks, SFB.
We out of here, everybody. We'll see you guys on Monday. Love.